I mean, it's a supreme lack of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It's a what? Say it again.
Yep.
Supreme lack of awareness.
Yeah.
It's a supreme lack of awareness. Like you have become a professional at not being aware.
Yeah.
Like you're professionally unaware.
Yeah.
Like
That's tough.
Yes.
Bro, like but you're great at it.
Yeah.
You're great at not being aware.
And that's the bad part.
That's the bad part. And not only are you great at it,
bro.
but you defend your greatness.
Yeah, and you okay with it. Like, yeah, that's terrible, bro.
He said,
Like you will fuss me down that you not one with God.
Yeah. Why?
Hold on. But you are going to work tomorrow to be a better person. Are you trying to be faithful to your wife or your husband because you want to be a better person? Are you show up to your job, your church, your mosque, your temple, all these different things because you want to be a better person? And I'm telling you, you already are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then live from the other way. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Redin30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and us, all using red words.
Using red words. Black.
Are y'all ready?
Can't do it.
Anyway, there's some things that people don't
she's not ready.
realize because.
So are you starting the thing right now?
Well, I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, go ahead.
Today.
We were talking about the pineal gland. Go, and then because it's good. It's good for what we were
So
talking about
it's
earlier.
supposed to be like your connection to a higher power because because of the way it functions, right? That's the way. I mean, I guess scientists will have to leave it up to us thinking that that's what it is.
Yeah, Dr. Joe talked about that. Joe Dispenza, he talks about that.
Well, so some of the foods that we eat, like fluoride is also like in some cookware, well, a lot of cookware. It's in, of course, I said water. All of it, 90% of our public water, 90%, not 90%, maybe like 80% of the bottled water that we have, because the CDC actually approves a certain amount that you can put. Like Louisiana can have like 4 point something in the water.
Or fluoride?
Fluoride, because it's supposed
What's the point of fluoride? Yeah.
It's supposed to keep your teeth from rotting. Like
that's false.
Right, of course. If you read, I screenshot some of my stuff this morning because I was like, they really wrote this report. Like, we gonna put fluoride in all the water to keep our teeth from going to bed. Really? Is that really what we
Yeah, fluoride is not healthy for the human body at all.
At all.
In no way.
I just want to say, since we mispronouncing words and stuff, we're not talking about fluoride. We're talking about fluoride.
We also not talking about Florida.
She got the apple bottom jeans.
Fluoride. Hey, fluoride keep my teeth from rotting.
He bothers me. I don't know. It's just like I can hear the top of his song come on the radio. I'm turning that fuck off.
Him and Pitbull is just like the same dude.
Hey,
he was always doing the most.
they got the bag though. I tell you that.
They got the bag,
Especially Pitbull.
and they get the party jumping.
Oh, always. that was my joint in college, bro.
Was it?
Whenever I go to a party or something, though, when they put that on, she got them apple bottom jeans.
And they were like, everybody
Boots
started
with the fur. Cut up, dog.
Nah, that's cool though. All right, so welcome y'all. Welcome to the Redin30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you all using red words. You wasn't ready, huh? I was in there, huh?
No, she better stop
Shut
leaning
her
back,
up.
bro.
She get back up.
That cord keep getting it.
I gotta get you. I'm gonna get you.
used to it.
Yo,
I'm
I'm gonna
used
get
to
you
it.
an extension this week. I'm gonna get you an
That girl be
extension.
like,
Just swag with we good. I
I
promise.
be
I'm
leaning in.
gonna order that today. Matter of fact. So we're here, y'all. This Redin30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you all using the red words. We love the whole entire Bible. We believe the Bible is a story about you, but we also believe that the red words give us the red eyes so we can see inside and see who we really are and see what God's intention is for us all together.
Yeah.
I am DM. This is the lovely Nakia sitting to my right.
Yeah.
Pastor J right there. We
Already.
We own it. And then my homie.
What's up? Swag.
Swag is in the middle. What's up, Swag? You good?
I'm good.
We always ask you good, bro, because we know they
good.
can't see you. So
I'm good.
Yeah.
they can kind of look at us and kind of judge us a little bit and be like, he tired.
We're gonna turn a little camera on you. You're not gonna know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna know.
Nah.
Somebody,
Y'all the only ones in the room.
hey,
And
somebody
he the one who
hey,
edited.
Hey, somebody daughter. They gonna be like, cut
She gonna send it to me.
Yeah, send
Hey,
me the
Swag,
picture.
put this.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in here. Hey,
You're not gonna know while we're filming it.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
All right, Nakia.
After.
You're
Hey.
slick. You're slick.
It wasn't even that supposed to be that big of a deal.
hey,
It wasn't supposed to be a whole.
hey,
new
somebody's
slick
daughter.
thing.
Hey, somebody's daughter gonna hit us up on Redin30 and be like, yeah, I want to see a picture of Swag.
Swag.
Where's Swag? Like, we gonna give him. We gonna give it to him too. Here he is, right here.
She hear that name?
Follow
Just
him
see
on
that.
follow him on Instagram.
Swag.
Swag.
Am I echoing?
Swag.
And she be like, I want to know who Swag is.
I want to know who Swag is. I like that.
Swag.
I can tell by his voice.
It's about his
He the
voice.
one.
He the one. God
That he
said.
got.
God said.
He got-
Swag.
Is my husband. God said.
Swag.
Is my husband. God said swag. God said
Swag.
is my Boaz.
Oh.
They coming for you.
They coming for you, swag.
Boaz Swag.
Go.
He said they come, huh?
Boaz Swag.
Hey, what you got for him? What you got for him?
Swag.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Boaz Swag,
He
man.
got it for him. He got it for him. He got his swag for him. Yeah, but yeah, we here Red 30. It's been a good week. We made some good episodes, y'all. I've been enjoying. I got a couple texts this morning
Yeah.
about the episodes, and they said they love them, man. It's just we have a new vibe this month. I mean, it's this season.
This season, yeah.
Okay.
It's a totally new vibe, bro.
It's a total new
and
vibe.
I love it.
I love it. It feels good, bro.
Shut up.
Is
it? Oh my God.
I go to?
That ain't true. Nah. No, she remember what the button is. She remember the clap is. See?
Nope.
Y'all really be trying to play me though.
We
No,
don't.
we don't.
We don't.
You played yourself.
You played yourself.
Yeah, but yeah. So
It is.
so we were just talking about so we can jump off. We were just talking about the pineal gland,
Uh-huh.
right? Now, and most people don't know what the pineal gland is. It's a pea-sized part of your brain.
Gland?
Wait, it's pea-sized gland. It was a gland. The pineal gland is a pea-sized. What do we call it?
Gland. All
No,
right.
it's like a pea-sized
Whatever that is.
gland. And it's supposed to be in the middle of your head. We don't get in deep into this. Some people call it the third eye. The pineal gland is said to have, they call it universal powers or whatever, but it's really more like connection to the divine, connection to like, higher power. We know it's God. And so it's something in the brain. I always believe the brain, bro, like physically. I always believe that God made us special. I would hear it. We were indoctrinated that, taught that we only use half of our brain. You know what I'm saying?
I was told we only use 10%.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It started going down more and more. It was like you only
Yeah.
use half your brain, you don't use the other half. There's like, well, it's only 10%. And I think the system as a whole may have been trying to dumb us down.
Facts.
Because I think BNT called your face, right? Swag?
Yeah.
And if you can believe,
For
all
that
things
10.
are possible.
Yeah.
But how long?
Right.
Like right now, we never believe. We actually believe, and maybe not deep inside of ourselves, but from what people said, we thought, well, we using 10% of our brain. Or we using, and in my mind, I was always like, well, why in the world?
Yeah. I don't like it.
Why would I?
We have all of this.
And
Why
I
would
can't
I
use
have
90% of
And
it.
you
Why would I
can't-
buy-
You can't tell me how to use more of it either.
Like, why would I buy something or build something with the whole thing and then only program the machine to use 10%? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You don't
like
need
it.
90% reserve.
Right.
Right.
For
For
what is
what?
reserving for?
For what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's why, like, not more of us are more like ambidextrous
I think so
Yeah.
too.
because we've been trained to believe
It's
only one side.
One side. Oh, that's good.
You know what
That's
I'm saying? But when you think about it, like, it's some things that you do that you are ambidextrous with.
Right.
You know, so you might not really notice, but
Like, I'm like that too. Like with driving, I drive better like this.
Yeah.
At one hand, like if everybody be trying to lean. I do it better with my left. I like when I'm riding a bike. Everybody be trying to one hand on the bike. I do it better with my left than my right. If I get my right, I'll be. And I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
If I get my right, I'll be. All over the place.
Nah, true.
That's crazy.
man, just think about this, bro.
Like when I slap people.
Like, imagine if we was ambidextrous without walking. That'll be weird. Like, everybody had a limp.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird. I'm trying to think about it.
I can't see it.
I play my walk in my head. What only thing I
Exactly,
think
yeah.
about is hip walking.
Well,
I used to hip walk. We used to hip walk when we was younger. But yeah, but it's like, that's something to think about. So
That's weird, bro.
You about to make me get up when I finish this red thing. I'll be like,
Well, like a
I'm
little-
gonna think about this the whole red 30 and I get up, I'm gonna be like,
It'd be like a little Bambi. You'll fall over.
nigga,
Right?
like, nah, man. But that's I think so. So we've been indoctrinated a certain way.
Yeah.
And I just think we gotta we gotta break it.
Yeah.
We gotta break that limited. It's a limited mindset.
Absolutely.
If that thing is connection to the divine, that's crazy because that means that
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. If we feel like we can't get to it,
They got a lot of people living in the undivine.
man, who you telling? Like, some people don't know what it is. They don't even know it exists. Like,
Yeah.
some people this is gonna be their first time hearing about it.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And But you was talking about something that you read about the fluoride or something like that. It was.
Well, no. So it's perfect what you're saying about the way we've been trained
Come
to
on, Dr.
believe
Thomas.
we can use one side
Come
of our
come on,
brains. Oh my God.
come on.
They heard the beginning of it anyway.
JST.PhD.
Bro. Oh my God.
Not even close.
dot BYA.
Hey, you know how I write my name with the JST.
Yeah, she ain't kidding.
She did.
No, I didn't even hear you.
Yeah, PhD.BYA.
Y'all are gonna let that go.
We will not.
Stupid.
We will not let that go, Nakia. It's gonna come back this episode. I promise. I promise it. I promise it.
All right.
But the fluoride, right?
The gleaning. Yeah. So the way we've grown up, like especially our childhood, probably not of our parents, from what I saw,
Right.
is that it's been widespread where like all of our water is basically has fluoride in it, and the CDC allows so much fluoride to be in the water, but then they started to add it to a lot of things, like it's in your coffee,
Toothpaste.
it's in your we know it's definitely in
clearly
toothpaste,
right.
and then like I said earlier, it's in a lot of the cookware. And then so think about it. You have a bottle of water that you think is better than drinking the water out of your fridge, like that comes from your fridge or comes like out of the faucet.
I threw a filter or something like that.
Yeah, but they've also allowed all of these companies to put fluoride into the water, right? And then you drinking from a plastic bottle, and so it adds more harmful things. Anyway, all that goes back to the fact that we're not using our brains to the capacity that we could, because like we were saying about that gland, it's like it has the same pineal.
Yeah.
It has the same.
Pineal.
I just want to see if I can catch it.
Yeah, you trying to catch me? I had to think about it.
Pina colada gland.
Pina colada.
The
Pinata gland.
But
Go ahead, girl.
But it's just the simple fact that we've grown, we've learned how to live a lot of our life without actually accessing it fully, because what I was about to say is it has the same properties as like your eye.
Right.
Like, it really does, and it makes no sense for you to have that and you're not using it, because you're drinking something, eating something every day that's like basically building a wall around that.
So you telling me like my physical things like eating and stuff like that can affect my spirituality?
Definitely. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely,
yes.
yeah. Right.
So like, how spiritual are we?
Right.
So I got a question. You got a third eye?
Yeah.
You got a third eye, Montreal?
I'm not about to say I got a third eye.
Waiting to see this.
No, you're not about to get me out here that people gonna be talking about. He said he got a third eye.
Well, I mean, what you talking about?
I will say it.
They call it a
I'm
third
gonna say
eye.
it.
Say it.
So we can use it for clickbait.
The third eye. They call it the third eye. So where you going with this?
My pineal gland is my third eye. I have a third eye.
That's what they call it.
You understand?
Who is they? Who is they, Nakia?
Neuroscientist.
You just read something and be like, hey, I like that. I'm
Hey,
over
I like that. I like three. I can three is better than two.
Because I mean, we aim
That's what they call it, just
we
because
also-
it's so similar to the eye.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just,
I think
I'm making
people-
fun. Like,
I'm
don't.
ready to see where
yeah.
you're going with this, though.
I'm going nowhere, but I also want to say that we have to stop putting so much importance on what the CDC says, because they don't mean nothing.
They don't mean nothing.
The audacity of them to allow
They're
people
contracted.
to put something.
Exactly.
Yeah, they contract.
They
right.
contract.
It's like the
It's
IRS.
a business.
Yeah, so
It's
it's
a contract.
Literally, I did not know
Well,
that.
What the CDC said that?
Yeah, they
Well-
allow fluoride to be put in the water and
For
all these
the
different
sake
other
of you
things.
saving your teeth. Really.
Well, I'll
Oh
say,
yeah, it's a lie.
Yeah.
it's a lie. Oh,
when
they
you
said
read
it.
when you read it, it sounds like a lie.
No, they ain't say there was a lie, but I know it's a lie.
Right.
Even when you
but
read
it's
it,
like
it's
if
like
the CDC said it,
no, that's not true.
you gotta do some searching.
Because when did y'all care about saving everybody's teeth? You don't care that much about our teeth.
They
You don't.
They don't.
No.
They don't.
It sounds
No,
wrong when you read it. Like, wait, hold
I
up.
think there's a level. I think just as government. I'm not about to go on this rabbit hole because I got some other things. We got some other things to talk
Yeah,
about.
go ahead, go down. Go,
But go down the rabbit hole, bro.
dive in.
Hey, oh my God.
The rabbit hole.
about to die.
Oh my god.
The rabbit hole.
The government, not specifically our government, but government or the governmental idea, right? I think has tried to put. They said the government should be on his shoulders,
Correct.
but I think they've tried to put themselves at the top. and make us the shoulders.
Yeah.
And so I think there's without being conspiracy, but I think there's a widespread
Conspiracy, bro.
a widespread mentality of a spiritual wickedness in high places. I'm trying to start not use these phrases, but these
Use,
high
use
high
your church
powers,
phrases, bro. Come on,
Go
dog.
ahead and
But
use it.
it's such the church is messed up anyway. It will
Let
make
the
so
Lord
much
use
sense.
you, boy. Let the Lord use you, boy.
Oh my God!
Come on now. It's all right, baby. Come on, baby.
Come on.
You know he been to church today with his
He was
fever.
saying, well, you know I ain't been at all, boy.
Come on, baby. Come on,
Hey,
get it out. Go on.
but I think there's upper echelon powers that believe that the only way to keep order or not chaos is to have a mentality of dumbed downness on everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
from the time even when we went to school, like you realize if we was in kindergarten or like first grade, we like 5 or 6 years old, right?
Yeah.
All of us could really like turn up in the room and there's nothing that they could do about it.
Yeah.
You know, if like I had like 30 kids in my class.
Yeah.
If all 30 of us would have like went ham and like dumb, there's nothing they can do. But they had this, we're gonna punish you. And so they'll make an example out of one.
Yeah.
That's how slavery happened.
But
too.
then in my school too, they had a paddle. You getting whooped in
But
front of the class.
In front of the class,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
Right, but you can't whoop all of us. If you beat
Christian
all of
school.
us up,
Yeah, not no public
It was
school.
Martin Luther King Christian Academy, but it was
Ooh.
really a public school that you had to pay tuition for.
right.
Right.
But it was public school.
Hey, you put Martin Luther King on anything.
I'm sending my baby there. we got some scholars though. We got Kevin Gates that went there.
That boy said scholars.
Well, praise the Lord for Kevin.
Kevin Gates with the Martin Luther King. You heard me?
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I think they could. But even if the paddle, like they couldn't whoop all 30 of us.
Nah,
That's
not
a
at the
war.
same time. Yeah.
That's a war. That's abuse. Like you there's no under no circumstances would you say I would have to whip everybody in the class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how slavery was too.
Yeah.
They were more slaves than masters. There was
Right.
more slaves than the people.
Absolutely.
That's that. But it was a
control.
breakdown of the mind. Yeah, it was a breakdown of the mind, and they would take one and beat them in front of the other ones.
Yeah.
To give this mindset of I have control. It's like the old
Power.
elephant. It's like the elephant proverb. Like you tie an elephant, you chain him up to a big stake when he's a baby, and then when he's older, even though he's got the power to just yank it out the ground, he doesn't know
You
mentally.
don't know, yeah.
Pineal gland, right? And I think there's an overall thing. I think so. Now we talking about Jesus now, and I don't want to jump straight into it, but I am.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about Jesus, and there's a mentality that supersedes the powers that be.
Yeah.
And I think because that's what they were doing at the time. I mean, that's what they're doing at the time, but that's what happens now too. I mean, it even happens. It happens government, it has education, it happens entertainment, it happens religion, it happens in church. All of it happens. There's a thing that says, and it's under the guise of protection, or under the guise of protection, or we know what's better for you, or we know what's what. And I lies.
And that used to get under Jesus'
Right.
skin. You could just
Right.
tell the
But
way they
it's
did
like,
that.
and he would be like, well, how do you know? How do you know what's better?
Like, aren't you the one?
When the kingdom of God is within you?
Right.
Like, I wish you would tell people that. If we would teach our children. I just saw shout out to Ari. I just saw Ari post something on Twitter, and she was like, I'm not waiting to teach my children something that I learned later on in my life, later in age. She said, I'm gonna start at the beginning and teach them the thing. Well, I think that's what generational speed should be.
Right.
Right.
I think
That's
it's
a
the
good
progress
word.
should be. Many of our, and
Generational
I'm not talking about the generational speed is dope. Yeah. I think not so much. When I say this, I'm not taking a shot at our parents.
Oh, right.
But I think that parents in general teach kids they can only teach what they know.
Right.
But then I think they teach so much of what they know system-wise that you end up repeating the same thing.
Absolutely. 90% of the time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You repeat the same thing.
Yep.
And I don't have that stat anywhere, but that's just my personal stat.
90% of the time.
Yeah, I feel
Dr. Jeremiah says 90% of
90%
the
of the
time.
time. That happens.
Hey, they be throwing stats out there on us.
Yeah.
I learned that in mass
just be
comm when I was at
taking
LSU. I learned that anybody can say something, and if you just like got a LLC or you got a business, they can say such and such said.
Yeah.
That's how they used to rate the movie.
0 studies, like 0
None,
credit,
none,
like
none.
nothing.
You was at the house sitting there like,
Nothing.
I feel like about 90%.
Oh,
I took
90%
an
of them.
inventory of my friend list.
Right.
But it's a pattern.
It's a pattern.
That just keeps going and keeps going, bro.
I mean, I believe it's the same pattern as when Jesus was here now. I believe the same pattern almost
It's a
since
long
the garden.
time.
Since the garden.
Yeah.
I almost believe like it's the same. When you read Matthew's one, it's talking about such and such begat such and such. I think it's trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
Like this mentality was passed, and then it will stop in the lineage. It'll stop and specialize some people. Such one, and you know they the famous one. Like they say Ruth or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. And then it keeps reading. It's like a bunch of people you have no idea who they were. You never heard about them. The Bible doesn't even talk about them. And then you get to Jesus.
Yep.
And I think it was showing how long passed down this was, this mentality.
Yeah.
It's like the pineal gland now.
Yeah.
Like now I'm gonna teach my children, you know what I'm saying, the pineal gland from jump. You know, like we're gonna talk about that just like we talk about your ABC.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. We're gonna talk about that from like somebody need to make a no, I'm gonna do it. I'm about to say it. But I'm gonna do it.
Right. Good job. Good censorship.
Yep, you know what I'm saying? And I think that
but I think also too, like I feel like this almost goes into just I'm gonna say health, but like a wisdom on what to, because a lot of people aren't even really educating themselves. So you could be, you know, what we would say like is spiritual, like you're going to church every day, you're doing this stuff, but you're not actually you're not aware of your surroundings, so you have no idea that you're being, you know, like trained in a different way. Like something's over you. You think you're doing one thing, but they like controlling everything that you think you're doing.
You got strings, bro.
you got strings.
You got strings.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, but so you
don't know it.
Don't even know it.
Right. So you kind of do
Which
need
is worse.
to get out of that system and actually.
Because if you know you got strings attached, at least you can make a plan to cut them strings. But if you don't even know they're there,
I think what Jesus was doing that,
But
and
the funniest scene,
he was also making sure they knew that they had strings on them. Like he was calling them Pharisees out. Like he calling people out. Like y'all don't have your kids doing that, huh? But you making them think they got it.
y'all don't wash your hands.
right? Oh, nasty! Bring your nasty,
bro. You was waiting on it, weren't you?
Jay was waiting on that one.
Hey, good job, bro.
I told you.
Oh my God.
I be with the smoke.
24 minutes in.
All the smoke.
Hey, bro. Hey, that's funny, man. That's funny, man. Strings, man. You got them strings on you. You don't even know.
Yeah.
It made me think about the Matrix. Y'all seen the Matrix before?
No.
You never seen it? Oh, come on, Jay.
Yo,
haven't
listen
seen
to
it?
me.
We said it every year.
I bought the trilogy.
Let's have a Matrix.
I bought the
Watch
trilogy
tonight.
and I watched
You gonna go to sleep.
20 minutes into
Every
it
time.
and I fell asleep.
You gonna go to sleep.
Wow,
I fell
every
asleep.
time.
You gonna go
Yeah.
to sleep.
Wow. When do you not fall asleep on a movie? Like if you start like in the middle of the day or something, like it got to be like afternoon.
Nah.
He don't know. He don't know.
I can understand why he fell asleep on the first one though.
I can too. I kind
Like
of
the first one, like if you let it, like it'll open up a lot of stuff to you. But
ain't a lot of action.
like the lines and the acting is very dry.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only
But-
part I watched is when they was trying to get, I guess, recruit Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And I only saw that part.
Wow.
So I didn't
Yeah,
get
you just
very
gotta
far.
approach the movie, right?
Bro, if you
Like,
watch
it's so
if you
old
watch
now,
it,
And when
You
I
gotta-
sat there, I was watching the inner recliner laid back too.
Okay,
So I didn't put myself in a
Yeah.
proper
That's what I'm
position
saying.
Yeah.
to really
that
engage
boy
in
set
the
himself
music.
up to lose.
We gotta set it up
I'm gonna
right
go to
for
sleep
you.
on this one.
Yo, that's what y'all do when y'all take me to the movies, though.
You ain't lying.
We go eat, then we go to the movies, then we go lay back in these lounges
And
and be
it be
like,
like
come on,
10
Jay, watch this 2-hour movie.
It'd be the 10:30 movie.
No.
Now that I think about it, why did they do that?
Why do they do what?
Put recliners in the movie.
Bro,
So you could be comfortable. So
yo,
you feel
listen
like
to
you're
me.
at home,
Listen to me.
right?
Listen to me.
Oh, no.
The you know the movie place on City Place at City Place.
Yeah.
On their building, they actually advertise sleep.
What?
I passed by on Interstate the other day and I was like, hold on,
What
are they
is that?
selling sleep at the movies? I'm saying all this time, bro. They actually had it on the outside because they're trying to
So
move
you
those.
saying?
What did it say,
you
though? Like,
saying-
how-
I'm gonna go by and I'm remember.
So
I'm
you
gonna y'all.
saying they're not selling movie viewing? They're selling sleep.
They
This whole time,
bro. I mean, shut up, bro.
Shut up, bro.
It's the whole experience.
They
So where you
selling-
can eat
like
while
you-
you there, lay back, and you can go to sleep. They're trying to sell you
they're
comfort.
trying to sell
Yeah,
you comfort
not
and
the
sleep.
So that you can do at home, but come to the movies and do it.
Because
And then while you
it's
sleep, they
supposed to
programming
be,
your mind with the movie that you
Man,
watching.
stop, bro.
Because you're always hearing
Conspiracy,
no.
brother.
They
I'm
trying
like,
to
bro,
beat.
you
They
just-
trying to beat that
Conspiracy,
Netflix
brother.
subscription.
They are.
Cover brother, you heard
So
me?
they're trying to get you any kind of way they can. But I actually saw it. I was driving on the interstate, bro, and I looked and I was like, hold on. Are they really selling sleep?
Whatever.
Who's for?
There's.
Oh, I don't know. Somebody's like super loud.
I mean, it's all of us.
Oh,
I'm about to say, you know our voices, so you don't have to sugarcoat it. Am I loud, Nikhil? Am I too loud
I
in
don't
your
know.
ears? Shit, somebody's
Somebody's
loud.
super loud.
I looked down. I saw one of them really high.
Although she don't know I had to pull her back earlier.
No, yeah, that's fine. It's just
Ashley, can you take out the nagging in my headphones?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
oh my god.
Yeah, that part right there. That part right there.
So on the Matrix though, like we talking about strings. On one of the scenes, there was a guy that had been freed from the Matrix,
Okay.
And you can go back and forth, right?
Hold up, you're not gonna tell me the movie, right?
No. It's just one little part.
All right.
But
you'll tell me that one little part. Okay.
Yeah, but he come, you'll know when you come back.
It's like so old, dog. Like,
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
it's not gonna tell you nothing.
Don't
else.
spoil the movie for me.
But you know
so
this
you gonna
part
watch
though.
it?
I am.
Okay.
I bought the trilogy.
Okay.
Well,
I bought it.
Here's the thing: is one guy goes back in the Matrix, so he knows the Matrix is not real.
Gotcha.
So he's sitting at a
Hold on.
nice.
So the Matrix not real?
I mean,
Oh my God! This is
Jay,
not some. This is
Jay.
not a spoiler.
Bro,
This is a trailer.
I've never
Jay.
seen the movie.
But this is a trailer though. You know how the
Okay.
trailer shows
Okay.
you.
So now I'm going into the movie
Enough.
knowing that none of this is real.
First of all, you 22 years
not
late.
that
Well, hell of a lot of
big
movie. First of all, you like 20 years late at a movie. First of
But
all,
I've never heard anything.
So it's not like.
But I've never heard anything.
Okay, well, you about to hit.
Yeah, like
the
it's a
date.
microcosm of like real life.
Only thing I've heard is the blue pill and the red pill. That's all I've heard.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
So
Did we ruin
So
this
one
for
guy,
you?
one guy
I
that
think
was
so.
one guy that was
I think
free.
so.
Well,
Think
one
y'all
guy that
ruined
was
it.
free.
I'll have to watch it now.
One guy that was
wasted
free-minded.
$60.
One guy that was free-minded went back into the Matrix, and he knew that he was eating a steak, and he knew that it wasn't real, but it tasted good to him, and it was doing everything. And so Keanu Reeves sitting there, he said, "You know that's not real, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I know, but I like it." You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where there's a lot of individuals that know that they're missing out on something.
Yeah.
I know they don't see it, but they like the strings.
They want it
Yeah.
anyway.
You know what strings do is strings give you no responsibility.
Yeah, and it's a form of comfort.
It's a form of comfort. Like you
Yeah.
can lay back, you're not
Yeah.
ruffling no feathers.
Yeah.
You don't have to have any responsibility for yourself. You don't have to be responsible for your own downfall or mistake. You don't have to, some people like that. Like they're talking about socialism and communism and all this stuff like that. Some people wouldn't mind that.
Right.
Because they get to live their own little comfortable lives and they never had to be responsible. And then they like it too because they feel like sometimes when you see somebody, and I think this is why they didn't like Jesus some.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you see somebody in the same skin as you,
One of the many
from the same
reasons.
place from you, maybe even a worse place than you, doing better or
Yeah.
being more effective in life than you are.
Yeah.
It's a judgment on yourself.
Right.
And you got one or two things you can decide to do with that. You can end up being jealous, being a hater, and then saying yeah, which that's what mostly goes on.
Yeah.
Or you can say, what are they doing? And let me go see.
Right.
And so most people, because they live in their first area,
Yeah.
they'd rather change the whole system instead of changing themselves.
Yeah.
They'd
Yeah.
rather make everybody else come down,
Yeah.
crabs in a barrel.
They ain't gotta do nothing.
Right. That's crazy.
The onus or the responsibility is on the system to change and everybody else to adjust to the system.
Right.
But they stay the same.
Ooh, that
right.
sounds like America.
Right. No. That's it.
This is America.
This is America.
There's a lot of people. I won't get into it, but there's a lot of people rooting for a certain. There's a lot of people rooting for certain sides of government,
Yeah.
and they don't even know that they. It's funny because you think down is up, and up is down, right? And they don't even know that they think they're doing this and it's actually doing like this.
Yeah.
So, but it's they're not in touch with the pineal gland.
Oh, bro, you know something that I got really good the other day? I believe it was a word from God
I'm listening.
that Jesus is the master branch
Why your voice changed?
of government.
Hey, you know that he's
I
the
like
master
that.
branch.
Yeah.
Jesus is the
Master
master
branch.
branch
Because
of government.
I was reading Isaiah.
Come on.
Come
Yay.
on. I was reading Isaiah where it
We ain't
says
got that. We ain't got that.
Nah, it
Oh,
ain't.
there it
man.
is.
Oh.
Okay.
Look at her. That girl memory gland good.
Memory
Hey,
gland.
your memory is there too.
That boy said.
He found a word that he knew.
Whoa.
I'm just trying to play your English now.
Like I don't know what memory is.
Memory gland.
Memory? I don't know memory.
No, but it doesn't. It's for your memory too.
The pineal gland.
Yeah.
So you can't say that word? You had to get him to say it for you?
No, I'm just saying you. I thought you were trying
Nikia,
not to say
Nikia don't
pineal.
No, I
fall into
wasn't.
Nikia, you about to fall into it.
Say it. Say the word.
No, I said it 3 times.
Say it again.
No,
One more time.
no,
One more time. One more time. You can do it. Come
on.
on, you can do it.
No, pineal. I said it so many times.
Yeah.
I just gave you a Gloria thing.
And we gave you hand claps.
Continue.
Yeah. No, all right, but it was saying that
The master branch.
yeah, the master branch. It was saying that because reading Isaiah, Isaiah was prophesying about Jesus, right?
Right.
He was saying that he was gonna come from the stump of Jesse,
Root of Jesse, right?
and then he was gonna be, the branch. And so he
Right.
didn't go to the branch. The government should be on his shoulders, and so I just put the two together.
Yeah,
and you got the master branch of government.
Master branch of government. Yeah, he's the master branch of government.
Yeah.
I love it. It's the new way to govern.
Yeah.
But I think people are fearful of freedom
Oh. Whew.
because freedom
Yeah, that's
also
what we
has
fight
the
for.
opportunity of the tree again.
Yeah.
right? But if we believed in,
And America don't want to give people that kind of freedom.
no, they'd rather.
All the church don't want to give people that kind of freedom either.
You know what? I'm glad you said both.
They're afraid of chaos. Although in the beginning he walked upon the water of chaos and said that they'd be like.
Right.
I think there's a mentality there that you have to allow light. You have to allow. We said in the last one, but you got to allow the light. And I think we're not willing to do that, so we just rather just keep these artificial lights on.
Yeah.
We'd rather keep these stadium lights on, these ones that we control with our electricity and whatever, and just give that. Nobody's getting vitamin D anymore from the sun. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But it's like we'd rather do that.
Yeah.
Than to have the opportunity. Because what could possibly happen? Like what could possibly happen? I was listening to the guy the other day, and he said we're conditioned. I won't say his name because he's so polarizing. They said we're so conditioned to think negative first. So when you think, okay, so what would happen if you took away government right now? You took away government, took away everything, all the government, all the governing things, right? What would happen? First people think is what?
Chaos,
purge, whatever, right? But what good could happen?
People could work together more.
You know what I'm saying? You see, like,
I mean, we can think of the possibilities, but people ain't working together more now.
Right, but is that,
but
is that because of government or not?
That's exactly
but is that
what
because
happened.
of government or not? Is it that people don't work together now because of how the system is, or is it because of how they are? And then how are they? And then where did they get being like that from?
Yeah, I get the conversation.
You know what I'm saying?
It creates a change.
I think it's because of government indirectly.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still personal.
But it's still directly.
Well, I mean,
indirectly, but directly, because your education came from government.
Well, I'm thinking about media now.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
Your education. Watch this. Your literal education from your young age to your parents' education, your education, and your media. Because what did you watch when you was younger? What shows y'all watch?
Scooby-Doo,
Sesame Street,
Stones.
You know, all of them had stuff in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to believe it. I ain't taking it.
Let me tell you now, they did it. They did it.
No, but and I'm not even talking about like
I get you.
negative thing, but they had these ideas of you know sections of people and different things. I went to sleep watching Land Before Time last night. It's crazy, right? Land Before Time. You ever seen Land Before Time?
That's a long time ago.
It's so long ago. It was the first one too.
Yeah.
And Littlefoot.
Classic.
I saw when Littlefoot met Sarah, which was dope. I thought her name was Sarah because Triceratops. I thought it was so cool. But anyway, so Littlefoot meets Sarah, and then they're about to play. She about to headbutt him. He think they're playing. He about to headbutt, and then she said something. Or the Triceratops dad comes over and said, "We don't play with long necks. We don't talk to long necks." And then the little boy was like, Littlefoot was like, "What are long necks, mom? Like what?" And he said, "We're long necks. We kind of stick to our own." But it's just the mentality.
Yeah.
Of it. And I know the movie they end up being friends or whatever, but it's just that whole thing is maybe it's a mirror, maybe it's a producer. I'm not
And the
sure.
way they sell families, like you have these people that you're close to, and this is who you take care of, and that's it.
And it's it.
It's like it's
And blood thicker than water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, just stuff like that. Or like we see these billboards. Sometimes they see billboards. I used to hate it. We see billboards and you'd see they have a billboard with a white family on there, and the dad and the mom and the children be there on the billboard. The black version of the billboard, I used to see these churches do it. The version that come to our church, and the version of the black billboard will be a black mom and her 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
Just,
the image you're seeing. Yeah.
you know, it's the image you're seeing, and I don't know, is that art what's this? Imitating. I'm about to say intimidating.
Art and imitating life.
Art imitating life, or life imitating art.
Yeah.
They said it about music, rap music, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just that concept
Yeah.
that you got to kind of think about it. But now back to the pineal gland, back to this thing that we have in our head. And this whole thing is not about the pineal gland. I think it's something much deeper to see. But we can almost say that Jesus operated out of his pineal gland. Like what's in there? Like, okay, so we get really, and I think this is a problem, what I'm about to say.
Okay.
We get very, okay, the old way we learned was, and I know we learn even more and more intricate now, but the old way we learned was an animal spirit that have a soul, live in a body.
Yeah.
Right? So the true me is a spirit man, right? Spirit of God, right?
Yeah.
I am a spirit that has
That's
a
not
soul.
the
live in a
old
body.
way.
But I mean, well, this is what we learned when we was younger. Well, I did.
That's the old way to us. Some people don't even know that.
People know that.
Well, some people don't even know that. That's true. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like, okay, so if the true nature of us is spirit, then how is it that I get spiritual? Right? Like we have this idea of being spiritual.
That's right.
I have this idea of getting off in the spirit. Right? And that's a church concept. Some people that's watching, you may not be familiar with that, but that's a church concept, and it's actually not even a church concept. It's actually a metaphysics concept.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they use it in the science of the mind type of thing, where you have to meditate to get off to this other realm. And I understand that to an extent, but I didn't see, and y'all just got to bear with me. I'm reading through the Gospels. That's what we're about, right?
Uh-oh.
We're about the Gospels, right? We need the uh-oh button too, yeah. Right? But I never saw Jesus meditate.
Disclaimer.
Have y'all ever read him about meditating? Jesus went and meditated.
Just
Well, I
praying.
mean,
Praying and fasting.
I mean, we say that he got off.
Yeah.
what we call
else.
meditating though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. All this idea. I never
Like a
saw Jesus.
stillness
Like so
of
much stuff is
mind.
lost in translation.
I never saw Jesus have to get in the spirit. I never saw him. Unless we're gonna say the Bible just leaving stuff or whatever. What are we gonna say, right?
I think it was
but you already
too-
know how
it-
people,
real.
I get it,
look
man.
at Jesus too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
He's
he
superhuman.
didn't have to do all that.
Right.
But we in our lowly selves, and
That's stupid.
Break it down for us.
yeah, but it's like,
Right.
The
so,
man
so
said he was
he's
meek
the
and
example,
lowly
like
of
he
heart.
not. Like, come on now.
And the man
Right,
said he was
right.
meek and lowly of heart.
Right.
The man came from Nazareth. You know what I'm saying? Like God. I don't know.
From the hood.
Maybe it make me. You know when Jesus. Remember he said. You kind of give him the look, and I can see him giving the look, the way they hit the tone. He's like, "How long I'm gonna be with y'all?
Yeah.
What y'all mean y'all don't know who I am?" That was literally,
my
but that was literally God's face. I thought that's literally what God's face looked like. God was up there like,
What is
Yeah.
this?
"What are y'all talking about?"
Yeah.
I did everything I could. I brought him in the lowest neighborhood. I brought him here with no daddy. Like I brought him. Like I did all the stuff that you think are the problem, so you wouldn't put him up on a pedestal, and y'all still
Yeah.
put him up on a pedestal.
If he come to the palace, it's over with.
It was over. It
Yeah,
was over, man.
over
with.
with.
It was about to be a war, like a
Yeah.
physical fight
It's
war.
over with, dog.
Yeah.
We told y'all.
We told y'all, we
would've
back.
we would have needed something else, bro.
We back.
Bruh.
We needed a third coming.
Right.
a third.
Right, it'll be third Adam.
Gentiles had no chance.
Right,
Zero.
none. It murdered everybody. but now, so we have this idea of getting off in some other place or some other realm. We say the spirit realm is right where we are, but we can't touch into it. Tap it. Okay, so all these different things that people say in church, metaphysics, anything spiritual, say the same thing. So, but we can almost, if we talk about the pineal gland, and that's just what we name it, we had to give a name and everything. But if that's a real thing, and that's true, could we say that Jesus was operating from his pineal gland?
Well, I'm sure Jesus would walk around like, hey
y'all,
y'all really need to focus on your pineal
Yeah,
gland.
there's a spot in the middle of your head. I don't think.
Close your eyes, and for 20 minutes a day, I need you to think about
would you
this.
would you rather gain
One
the whole
thing.
world and lose your pineal gland?
Nah, that's
No,
hilarious.
that's real, bro. That's
Yeah.
real. And so now we look at Jesus now. How much of a flow was it?
I feel like he used his whole self in a
Yeah.
way that it was so like I know a couple episodes ago we was talking about like how well do you know your name when we talked about know.
Right.
Like when you know something, you just know
Yeah, and
something.
it's
Like
like-
I know where my house at. I know
Right.
how to get in the car. I know how to drive. Like I don't need to do no deep spiritual tap into where is the wheel and how I'm supposed to use it today.
Father,
You know
how
what
do I
I'm
put
saying?
this car in
Like
reverse?
drive.
Yeah.
Lord, lead me how to put this car in reverse. No, it's just automatic.
Yeah.
Because you know.
I feel like that sometimes. Can I confess something real quick? I feel
These are his
crazy.
confessions.
Just sitting there doing sit on it. Put that on everything. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
We need the song on
Put
tap.
that on everything.
we actually need the whole confessions like on tap.
Right.
Oh,
It's
nah,
so
see,
funny.
not all of them.
Any given moment.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Let it burn. Nah, go ahead. Go
so
ahead.
let me
man.
get back.
Oh, next
Focus.
episode.
No, but sometimes I can feel crazy like that sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because first of all, anytime you start thinking like this in a more concentrated and deeper way, it's not going to be the same as everybody around you. So you can kind of be floaty or whatever. But
It's unconventional.
unconventional. But I think Jesus is like, so I'm riding thinking about Jesus on the way here, and I'm like, well, how I make a turn, and I'm like, well, how does how they wrote about Jesus, and and I said, well, I was riding down the road, and I'd be sometimes I go out of my way to wave at my neighbors. I'd be like,
Right.
and sometimes they don't wave back, sometimes they do, but it's something in my mind that just be like, you gotta love your neighbor, you gotta wave it.
Yeah.
So today I was just driving, and I just didn't wave at nobody. It just was like this. People passing by, and I just didn't do anything. And I just do nothing. People was outside, and I just.
That's pretty rude.
Well, right. So I started thinking. So my immediately go like, "Am I being rude? Come on, my Jesus." And then I was like, "Well, I ain't never heard him talking about Jesus greeting people. Jesus walk in and say hey to nobody." And I'm not making a law out of that.
Right.
You ain't got to speak to nobody.
Well,
no
it's a
more.
cultural thing too. We're in the South. That's what we do. So you can move to a different state. They don't do that.
Well, cultural. Okay, so
Yeah,
cultural.
so
So,
we
so
don't
something
know-
that you pick up
In the region.
in the region, or something that and if we were somewhere else, we pick up something else. So it's a third thing. And I started thinking, I was like, well, just start thinking about Jesus. I said, well, he probably was one of those guys that because they wrote about him to the extent that they could.
Yeah.
And he was probably one of those guys that I think he was everything he needed to be when he needed to be it, but he can seem real offish. Or not offish, but just kind of like disconnected to what y'all talking about. Like y'all sitting there talking about, he's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what are we talking about? Like that conversation you had that time we were sitting at the table with some people at my house.
Yeah.
And you
remember I know you're talking about right now.
And she just
Wait,
like,
how?
Because we talked about
I'm
it.
a gangster.
And we talked about it too.
Right.
Oh.
She texted me talking about.
See, look.
It's my pineal gland.
I was in there. I was at the table with y'all. I heard what they said.
I caught you.
My third
caught
eye
you.
was looking
I caught
around
you.
the corner.
I caught you. Hey, so
Sitting next to you in the conversation.
but almost like, cause I'm like that a lot of times. I'm just like that a lot of times.
But not want to speak?
No. That's how people be here. You be telling people stuff and you get to a certain point and be like, they still over there on that point. Be like, wait, you still don't be speaking to people? Oh, man. That's Jesus. That's Jesus with the disciples like, y'all still think I'm talking about bread?
Come on now.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, like what?
You're
y'all
hungry.
don't remember? You're hungry. Bring your.
Oh my God. You want to know something funny I heard about the word bread today? This is so random.
Come on.
I love it. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
You want to hear something random?
What?
Okay.
In
Then we
Portuguese.
gonna get back to what Montreal was
We'll go
saying.
back to
You
it.
gonna remember? Because this is
I
so
am,
off.
I am.
Actually,
It's so
y'all
off.
might tell
I
me
already
not
know.
to do this.
Go ahead. You already in it.
No,
Go
go.
I
ahead.
shouldn't do this.
We're here
You
now.
already in it.
No, it's bad.
Come on with the Portuguese.
Come on, cause I'm gonna bring it back. I can always reel it in. Come on.
The word that they use for bread in Portuguese,
Uh-oh.
if you change the way you say the word, it's
Okay.
like a 3-letter word.
Okay.
If you change how you say it, you're really saying,
I thought about
Come on, Nikki, you gotta say it.
all the 3-letter words I know.
All right, you're really saying a man's private part.
You said 3-letter word?
It's a 3-letter word, and it's the same word as bread.
In Portuguese?
Wait, I heard
So
that before.
depending on how you
it's
say it?
If you go in the store and you don't
Wait,
know
which
how to say the
word?
word, you
Yeah.
could go and say, "Can I get some?"
And they be like, hold on. Hey, Victor.
Is it so? Victor, she wants some peen. Is it peen? Is it peen?
I have
What is
no
it?
idea. I don't know any
random.
Portuguese.
Yeah,
What's
it was
the
on
3
it
letters?
was on an Instagram post today. Post today. PAO.
PAO.
And no, the bread is without the little swiggle over the A.
Pow!
With the swiggle.
Yeah.
You don't know how I go.
The PAO.
right.
Pow!
That's the American way.
Hey, she come in and say, can I get some of that pie?
Oh my God.
Wait, and you be trying to read through the lines. What you want? You want? Pow. Oh my God. Okay.
All right, ladies, watch what
ahead.
you're saying. If you're going to Portuguese, what you
Yeah,
saying?
talking about you
my
want a
God.
loaf of
Watch what
bread.
you asking
Anyway,
for.
all right. So back to that. I be
Thanks
feeling
for
kind
that
of
random
thanks for
moment.
that
That
random
was so
Yeah.
random.
That was so random.
Word of the day. No,
Word of the-
scratch
oh, wow.
it.
Okay.
Etymology.
Hey,
Not the word of the day.
so,
You said bread.
bread of heaven sent down from
Bro, they praise and
glory.
worship in Portuguese. Got to be on point.
Many things you were on earth. Oh, holy. You know, somebody gonna get mad. Hey, so back to
are
feeling,
the
back to feeling. Us was not harmonies. Be tight, man. Back to that part. I think that
Hey, we gonna start a group.
I think that Jesus
Give
had
us
this
an inch.
idea. Like even just now, we're talking about education, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about we don't educate ourselves about what we need to eat, all the right things to do. But it's like,
Yeah.
okay, what is education? Because I start thinking about it. If you touch something that's hot,
Mm-hmm.
and then you realize it burns your hand and it hurts, and you pull your hand back,
Yeah.
did you do that because you were educated about it, or did you just educate yourself about the feeling?
You just educated.
You just
a natural
educated
thing.
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is education? Okay, is education sitting down and I could educate you about it, say don't touch that, right? But sometimes you won't know until you
Touch it.
touch it, right? But it's like, okay, so now we have this idea of education, but it's like,
It's off.
well, I think it is
Or an
because
No, it is
Educational
off. It definitely is off.
Y'all, Darius, they need to see your facial
Let's go.
expression.
Since a lot of people,
They need to see your facial expression.
Like it's off.
It's off.
yeah. Okay, so or a church, so education in church, right? So we educate to pray. The your praise is a weapon. The power is in the praise. The spirit comes down. The flood comes from the Lord. He's gonna come into the room. All these different things that we say, confess it and believe, and all these things like that. But it's like a lot of times we do a lot of this stuff and it don't work, right? But then it's like Is it really all of that, or is it that we've come up with all of that? Now, I think, now watch this. I believe that's what the tree of knowledge of good and evil is. I believe tree of knowledge of good and evil is education. Not education. I know people are going to be thinking.
So you think it was a teachable moment?
I think that moment was a teachable moment if they would have handled it properly. But I think because you continue to do it that way, then now you have to educate yourself.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
And you can't realize
that's clear.
What's been downloaded in you already.
Yeah.
I don't think about the Matrix.
Yeah, I think that's what God wanted to do.
Right. One
like
thing
when he asked him where y'all was at, he was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna teach y'all.
It's a teachable moment.
You know.
That's dope.
But they ain't wanna.
But you're because repent means to change your mind. It's really to re-educate yourself or to change your education on something. You get it? So now that's what he wants, but they never repented. So in other words, they were saying we don't want to change our mind.
Yeah.
We'd rather take this punishment. It really wasn't a punishment.
Yeah.
We'd rather reap these than to uproot their seed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
And it upsets me sometimes because now I understand. Take no thought.
Yeah.
That's like don't educate yourself on this. Yeah. Don't take what you've been educated about.
Yeah.
When you say take no thought, I never thought about it like that. But it's like, I know you've been educated like this. Don't take that. Don't take that form of thinking.
Yeah.
You know what though?
Or beware the leaven of the
Pharisees.
Yeah.
Like don't take that. Y'all say, Lord, this kingdom of God is. We don't take that bread. Right.
Oh Lord. No, there's something that says you would know all things. 1 John.
Yeah, and you know all that. Yeah, you know all things.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit will reveal all things
within
to
you.
you. Yeah, I feel like we don't use that enough. I don't even think we allow ourselves to go there, because we were trained that we have to learn from someone else.
Right.
What something is. You know what I'm saying? Like we wouldn't even trust it.
Right. And then so now the idea of go there. Right. Now watch this. I'm really the idea of one makes you understand that it's not somewhere else, because a double-minded man is unstable in his way. We're really unstable in a lot of ways because we think we still reaching for things on the outside of us. I heard this week that anything watch this, anything that you reach for that's outside of you is a tree. Any and everything. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's money. I don't care if it's a career. I don't care if it's for the presence or whatever. That's the tree of knowledge of good and evil. All of it, because it's reaching out for something else outside of you. That's the actual story of the garden.
Yeah.
And so now, even the idea, I even started like, I know we have to say things a certain way. I know Jesus had to say things in a certain way. I wish people understand that he had to say things in a certain way because of the level of education. You know what I'm saying? Or because of the level of mentality. I saw him in the same phrase, in the same chapter, the same conversation, say, the spirit of the Holy Spirit that's within you. And then in the same little while he said, I'm gonna send the Holy Spirit. That makes no sense at all. But I understand why he says that, because you only understand receiving. You don't understand having already. You don't understand already being. Like you just don't get it. I tell you, you're rich right now. The first thing you're gonna do is go open up your bank account and be like, no, I'm not. You know, we wouldn't say, but the first thing people would say, oh, no, I'm, you're healed right now. No, I'm not. My legs hurt now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's almost the asinine thing.
Yeah.
But your feeling and looking into that bank account comes from where? Your mind. Like you're looking and you're feeling with your brain, right? And maybe you're not reaching your
pineal gland.
That's the word of the day, right?
That's the word of the day.
Pineal gland, right?
This makes me think about the beginning of John, though, and I think I've said this before, though. But the way it starts, it really shows me what you're saying right now, that you can have something with you and be it at the same time. Right. The word was with him, and he was the word. Like, you get what I'm saying? I was like, most people don't realize what this is saying.
That's why I love John.
You could be it, and you could
my
be
favorite
with you.
gospel.
Like,
because and they say John used to refer himself as the one that Jesus loves, right? Like I like that. But it's a different mentality. Yeah. It's a different viewpoint. But okay, so with it, being it, and with it, being it, so with God, all things possible, but one with God, right? Look at the phrase "one with." You're one with Him, but you're one as like with God. So like the idea of even going on the inside, or the idea of that, like I think we have to say those things, but I think it's more of
He gives us a point of reference.
Give us a point of reference
based on our education.
Going inside. How do you go on the inside, Dad?
the terminology.
Come on, go on the inside. You go on the inside. I done said it so many times. How do you go on the inside? What do you do?
I mean, the only thing I can actually think about is focus.
Close your eyes.
Like
Right? What do you focus with?
Your mind.
Where's your mind though?
Inside.
What are we talking about?
What are we doing?
Okay, what are we doing?
This is really good for some people who like be sitting in church, be like, "This is so deep." Like, what are y'all saying?
We're living in shadows and reflections.
Yeah.
All right, watch this. You ever looked in a mirror? You ever looked in one mirror and then there's another mirror that you look different in. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Or you know you go to them crazy houses and they got the different mirror.
all right.
But some there's
I was like,
This dude right here be like, I know I look the same every time I
he
see
said, I've never looked different in any mirror.
We were about to be like, we were about to be like, Jeremiah, yes, you have it.
So we're not even see, we getting smarter. We getting
Yeah,
smarter.
cause I'm like, if I walk and I go to my bathroom and look in the mirror, I'm gonna look that way. And if I go downstairs and look,
okay.
I'm gonna look that same.
Okay, I got a question for you.
same way.
Is lighting different in different
The
mirrors?
lighting is different.
Okay, so do you look different?
No.
No, you do
Just
look
a
different
little.
according to the lighting. If you had a white
Have you
shirt
ever-
on,
No,
if
in
you-
my mind, I don't look different. The lighting is different.
in your mind.
The lighting is different, but I don't look different.
What about
in
like
the
a?
mirror, in the-
What if-
we just did
wait,
it, y'all.
What about like a full
Oh,
body
no, this
mirror?
good though. This is good though, because it's different perspectives.
I look
no.
the same.
Because he right.
You
He
look
right.
the same, right?
He right.
He right. No, right. Right.
And you right, yeah.
You look the same.
I look the same.
in your mind.
Yeah.
The lighting is different, but I still look the same.
Yeah.
Right. But if somebody's looking in the mirror,
I may be illuminated more or less depending on where I am, but I still look the same.
You ever been in a full mirror,
No, you look at this,
full
you're more
body mirror,
illuminated.
and you
You're
look
more illuminated,
You
though.
look
but I
smaller,
look the same.
But you still look the same.
you look the same, but you're more illuminated.
but you've seen
At the
your
same.
Or less illuminated.
I can't get nowhere.
Illuminated.
Right.
But I still
I
look
get what
the
he's
same.
saying. I get what he's saying.
Yeah, I get what he's saying too. But I get what he's saying. But it's still the same. It's this too.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
Right. So you look the same, but it's the
sound
same,
like
but it's different.
Yeah, but it's still the same.
But it's still the same.
different
But
though.
it's
So
different.
it's the
But
same
I get it.
difference.
Sound the same. I wish the song was still out. Yeah.
2015, the
I understand.
video
It's
dropped.
different, yeah.
On this
And it got
And in 2016,
we just flipped this
It was
bug
married.
to a release.
it was dead. We got murdered.
yo.
Never go
Oh
ahead.
my
But it
god!
looks. I get it. I get it.
No, I
100%.
was-
Okay, so
I get it 100%.
so that process. So
Backing out.
But to me, that's what looking on the inside is, regardless of what the lighting.
what the lighting is.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Which leads directly to my point.
That's it. Yeah.
First of all,
That's perfect.
let me point this out right quick.
Okay.
That we do this. We did this yesterday about something that you could be talking
don't
about
go
the
out
no. We
there.
could be no. You could be talking about the same thing, but different connotations of the way
Yeah.
to say it.
Oh, she do it
Yeah.
all the time.
And then you get into this.
Because I
But
really
no,
think
what I'm saying is,
differently.
this, know what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, and it's like you're saying
We
the
said the
same
same
thing the
thing.
whole
Yeah.
time.
What,
right?
what I told him yesterday is like you really. I had enough conversations with people to know that sometimes we're saying something, and for me it's complex, but for them it's simple.
Right.
And then
And vice
sometimes
versa.
they're saying something and it's complex for them, but it's so simple for me.
Yeah.
And the argument is just like how do you not understand
Right,
what I'm
because
saying?
if we talk right now about writing
Like,
something, I'd be like, yeah, but you'd be like,
But
you don't
even-
get that? And I'd
Right.
be like,
But just
No.
even, but like
Then I give up. Be like, you right?
you got it.
but sometimes it's not even about a skill. It's just like
Just the
the
way
perspective
you communicate.
alone, your mind, the way your mind is wired, it just might be different. Like you
Right.
might just take a different route to get to
Right.
whatever you're
Uh-huh.
thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's the whole argument. Like y'all
Right.
just talking about
We-
your perspective.
Yeah.
We literally did that yesterday, and we were agreeing the whole time.
Yeah.
But it got to where you not agreeing.
Yeah.
Just not the same thing, because what you're saying is, no matter what the light is, I look the same. And I was saying that we are really looking at ourselves. Where's our mind? On the inside, right? But we're literally allowing our vision on the outside to give us. We're looking at different shades of light. Like right now, it's shades of light. Like, am I really the size of them? You really the size of yes, but it's really shades of light that give us that perception. It's all shades of light.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
get you.
saying? Which is reality, not reality.
Yeah.
But we take that reality more.
Oh, if we go to the what that was, the white gold dress and the
Oh man,
Yeah.
don't get me on that, bro. Is it blue or is it
Yeah.
white? I'm like, what?
throwback.
What you saw?
Throwback.
What did you see?
I saw white
You
and
remember?
gold. I saw white and gold.
What you
I
saw?
saw black or blue, whatever, one time. But every other time, I saw white and gold.
No, I think
remember-
I
you remember,
didn't
Sway?
see white
I
and
saw
gold.
both.
I saw both too, but I saw blue first.
Yeah.
I saw blue first, and then I was like, at first I was like, man, it's just blue
I gotta
because the
pull
first
it
thing I
up.
saw. But then after a while, I was like, no, I see both of them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I understand how people can see them.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like once you see one way, you can't see it the other way no more?
it's
like
like-
my
That's
eyes
not
won't
true,
do it.
Yeah, I
'cause
did
you,
it.
Yeah, because you go back and forth.
Yeah.
But I also
That's
think
crazy, though.
psychologically it broke down people
Yeah.
because people never take into account our differences.
All right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, because I remember what I did. I was like, "What you mean you don't see white?" I was like, "It's just white. How y'all don't see this?"
And then now you're trying to convince, and sometimes I know for me, sometimes that's how I'm trying to convince others. I told but it's crazy. Like I
True
told
story.
I told somebody last week. I said, man, that I was sitting in a no, not right now. I was sitting in a event.
Yeah, I saw white, and I guess.
I was sitting in an event,
You
right?
just looked it up.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember.
Then you got to think about who different phones. Is your phone on? Your lights all the way up?
Right.
Is your light all the way down? Right? Like, is it? It look blue and black right now.
Oh, I don't see. You see blue and black?
I see. Blue
Yeah, I never knew what made the
Oh.
difference.
What you see right now, Jay? Go.
I see blue.
I see white and gold.
White and gold.
I see blue.
Let me see. Do it fast. Do it fast.
Just go. I'm zooming in.
Hold on, she's not doing it fast.
You don't even need to go fast. All I see is white and gold.
Bro, I'm trying to see white and gold.
I can't see black nowhere on this thing. It's funny because they on that side of the room and we on this
I
side.
see blue. And my camera see blue.
Your camera see blue?
Oh!
Yeah, his camera see blue because he see blue through the camera.
And
I bet
black?
you gonna look through the camera. You see.
So you see blue and black.
Let me see one more time.
I can't even imagine this being blue and black.
Let's see one more time. Yeah, I see white and gold.
Y'all still never understood what make the difference.
All right, so what this? So what this? So what this?
They explain
So
it somewhere.
the only difference that this
Brain
would make.
games, I think,
First of all,
explain
this
it.
doesn't make any difference for us. Me, you, Swag, and Jeremiah, because we're
Not
not
one.
wearing the dress,
Don't care.
right? But it only makes a difference for her, and the only decision she got to make is what she gonna wear with it.
Yeah.
Do I put on these color shoes or these color shoes? Right? Like that's the only
Go with
significance
nude.
that an argument about what color that dress would matter. Right. There's nothing else
Don't mean nothing.
that would matter, which says that sometimes we argue about visions that are just different.
Yeah.
But also,
Good point.
I was sitting in an event, and I was looking around like, why am I here?
That's a bad event.
But well, it was actually a good. It was actually a good thing. But in my mind, I was sitting there thinking that I don't care about this. Like I care about it because of the people involved, but I really don't care about what y'all talking about and what y'all doing. You know, these events. Okay, so you probably know what I'm talking about. So I'm sitting there. I'll tell you later. So I'm sitting there. And I'm like,
You mean you talking about the? No, I'm messing with you.
all right. Which one
You talking about when no.
And then I start to think. My mind starts to go other places. So I start thinking about, but all these people in here are really like bent over about this particular thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I got up and said, this don't make no sense. Y'all not focused on the right thing. Y'all focus on the wrong thing. This is the small things in the word or small things in God, whatever, which it is.
Yeah.
It literally is.
Yeah.
Then they would have immediately discounted me, told me I'm crazy. So I think people think that I've had people say that about marriage to me. They say, "Oh, you anti-marriage." How am I anti? I came from like what you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm an anti-marriage is like becoming one according to what the Bible says, right? So, but because I speak from a logical mentality of it and not getting caught up and not fluttering floaty, then they say, "Oh, you." So I had to understand what's important to people.
Yeah.
It's how Jesus talk.
Yeah.
So Jesus talks about what? Okay, so he talks about so you see a gold dress. So I'm not even gonna get into the part about whether it's gold or blue right now. I'm just saying, okay, so this who's
It's
supposed to
actually
see.
blue and black.
but this is right. But this is who's supposed to wear a dress and who's not supposed to wear a dress. That goes to another level of talking about the dress now. This is supposed to wear a dress. This is not supposed to wear a dress. This is how you put the dress on. Don't put the dress on forward. Put it on. Don't put it on backwards. Put it on forward. And that conversation goes to another place because you get caught up in the things, the surface things. And so I saw Jesus, he would do that. That's why he talked about sowing and reaping, because he was talking to people that did that. Or he would talk about sheep because people who did that. That's not actually the deepest thing. Like you would think, well, the eagle is more graceful than the sheep, but ain't nobody got no eagles around there.
Yeah.
So I have to talk
Can't
to
relate.
you. You get what I'm saying? But it's a. I think him. I'm about to tie this thing in so crazy. So it might be a reach.
Come on.
But him
doctor.
using his pineal gland,
Come on, doctor.
he was able to see what people needed. He was able to speak to what people needed by what they thought they wanted.
Come on, Dr. Thompson.
Come on now, come on. No, for real. I think that's,
They sound just like that in
okay.
service.
Okay, we talking about
Dr. Thompson. Dr. Thompson.
You talking, Dr.
Dr. Thompson.
Hey, that girl got that from the.
Yeah, she been practicing. She been practicing at home.
That's exactly how it be sounding.
She said, "I can't wait to get back to church."
So yes, I'm gonna kill him with this one.
I'm gonna give him this.
Hey, so we talked about last episode, right? And what great thing about for me is Jesus that he said, "Let this mind be in you also in Christ Jesus." Paul described who thought it not robbery to be equal with God. He way up here, right? He knows he's at the top of the food chain, top of the mind chain, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But he made himself a no reputation and put himself at the bottom, meek and lowly at heart, right? And because of that, he covered the whole spectrum of things. I think that's pineal, and not just pineal. I think it's everything, but I think I think that's God in the flesh.
Yeah.
To people don't understand that God is humble.
Right.
He's got to be, because what he's gonna be bigoted about?
Yeah.
For who?
Right.
Right? Like what? Who am I trying to prove something
Right.
to? Where's the ego in this? I made y'all.
Yeah.
Like that wins. Like no matter what everybody else says, I made you.
Yeah. All right.
Like
Go sit down.
You
you
right.
come from me.
You right.
Like so, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's how the world's gonna come to God. Anyway, I think he covers that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm able to speak to you from such a deep, mysterious,
Yeah.
inside place
Yeah.
on the surface.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like we minister to people a lot, but like
Yeah.
that being able to do that,
Yeah. Cause that drop got to be that big
bruh.
in order to cover that whole
It
spectrum.
does.
bro.
It does. It does.
You can't just go. Let me go down. Let me just go right here.
Right? No, you gotta.
You leave everybody else below
yeah,
that.
so you gotta go
Out of
down.
thing.
You gotta go
all the way
down
to the bottom, bro.
and cover everything.
Yeah.
The light span of light covers everything.
Everything.
That's involved.
Yeah.
That's him when he was talking to the Samaritan lady too. You could see that
Yep,
he went to her
absolutely.
level.
He sure did. And then he didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
He didn't. I even don't think he thought about. I do think he might have had an inkling, but he wasn't even thinking about going to people's levels. It was just like, well, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's more of a matter of fact. This is what it is. So
Yeah.
this is how God relates to this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even terminology, like Tozer was dope. He said, they use the word like it's like a throne. But where God is sitting is much more than a throne.
Yeah.
Like there's
Even
no word for it,
even
right?
if sitting is the same way, he's talking about it. Like it might look
Yeah.
different for God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to use the things that we
1,000
use.
years.
Yeah.
That was just like a day, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So it's,
Using the calendar that you know.
yeah, at what time? I think all of that
Yeah.
those are constructs and limitations to what it is, and I understand it. Like I understand I can't jump off a building right now
Right.
unless God says something, but
Yeah.
he's not saying that right now. So,
Right.
but I understand that. But I also understand that Jesus walks on water because he has a certain level of belief.
Yeah.
Not level of belief.
Yeah.
He just believes.
Yeah. Certain position of believing.
Yeah, it's not based on merit. It's not based on self gain. It's not based on getting my numbers up. It's not based on impressing y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He never even referred to it. Like watch this. Jesus never. I'm gonna think about it. He never said you can walk on water too.
He
Because
said, come.
it was
Right.
a non thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to.
It wasn't a point of reference of ministry for him.
Yeah, like, dang, you walked on water. It's like,
Like we want to do that. Well, listen, if thou canst believe, thou can walk on water. It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't a point of. It's one of the most amazing things that we think.
yeah.
But he never used it as. Now you see. Now let me teach y'all how I did
Yeah.
that.
You
was
realize
never
that.
He didn't
It
build
was
his
like-
ministry over there.
And it was never about. It was never about. It was never about the miracles.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
never about the. The only time he would answer that is they'd be like, "Well, why we couldn't cast it out? Well, these only come out fast."
Yeah.
In other words, like you still trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing it now.
Yeah, we're doing it now.
And it's
Right.
just that one thing I think that since we were talking about the pineal gland, I think that it's all one type of thing. Like we're just like you're not thinking. I think that you can be. I think evolution sometimes. I think you can be exposed to something that you weren't exposed to before physically, and then it makes you understand it.
Yeah.
Like touching the hot pot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a kid, I remember I burned my hand when I was small doing that. And I don't remember if my mom ever told me not to touch it or not. I think I might have been at that age where it's like, you about to get them instructions? Because it's not like somebody sits down and say, okay, number one, never touch hot things.
Yeah.
All right, question.
Number two.
Just go
Is that
through
the best
life.
way to learn? Like, y'all think that's the best way to learn, quote unquote, learn?
Experience.
I think
or
it
to be
depends.
told?
Well, like an action or experience or like actually you're like experiencing.
I'm two.
something.
For me,
I'm
yes.
two schools. I don't have to snort crack cocaine to know
Yeah.
what it can do to you. I can look at a crackhead and be
Yeah.
like, don't want that. So I don't need to experience that.
Right.
I'm asking 'cause I got another question after that.
Okay, that's
I
one
think
thing
it
I don't need
depends
to
on the
experience.
person.
Yeah.
All right.
Some people don't pick up just because they see somebody going through something. Like they still gonna try it.
Okay.
You
That's
know?
not me. My life is
Not
if I
me.
can look at the things that you're doing or this person, I'm like a sponge. I can
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
draw in from everybody else, so I don't have to experience it. To
And I
know what
believe,
it is.
and I believe,
Okay,
I believe you going through withdrawal.
Yeah.
like I believe everything you said.
Okay, you're saying you got to see it though. Like you got to
I
see it.
believe it.
You gotta see it.
Like
All right,
I witnessed what other people are doing, and I'm like, okay, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't need to do that.
But on the flip side, hold on, before you ask this
But how
question.
do you learn something new?
Before you
Like
ask
if
this
you was
question.
learning a skill, do you do this? You can learn by just you need to actually
Some
do
things
it.
I have. Some things I have learned by just watching somebody do it, and then I did it.
Yeah,
That's one of the, I guess.
I'm
one of
saying
the
I know
ways
both.
they
I know
tell you
people
that they
learn
teach you to
things
do
on
it.
2 different ways.
You know, I'm like, you know how I go. I do, you watch.
Yeah.
Then I do, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you do, I watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
In order to teach you to bring you through that.
So like say we got 3 grades of learning right now. We got one is the, hearing it or like
Yeah.
reading it or
Right.
just, somebody telling us.
Which is what we're kind of talking about.
But
with
the other one is seeing it, like seeing somebody else do it.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one is like actually doing it, like us putting it in action ourselves.
Okay, well, I put those first 2 together for me.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
Those
okay.
first 2 are together for me because I heard. I'm just using crackhead. So
Like, was the
nobody
person
take it
dead
personal.
though? Because it's different, like reading a piece of paper than actually hearing somebody's voice. That's totally different. Voice, posture, the way they dress.
And you're
Depending on your imagination.
But the example you have too.
Well,
is
no, all that
different.
matters though. I'm
It
saying
does.
though.
It does.
You
it
saying
does.
I
learning
think it go
something?
both ways too.
They go both ways. Yeah, that's one of them things, man. It's one of them things.
Go both ways.
Now, I'm about to say the other one, the third one is experiencing it.
Okay.
Now, there's some things that I thought I didn't need to experience, and I thought I knew about.
Yeah.
And then when I did experience, I was like, oh,
I had no idea.
Okay.
I had no clue. And
You needed
this
that
is why y'all
experience.
acting like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is why. And now it educated me a whole nother way
Right.
than to, you know what I'm saying?
Because some stuff I wanted to experience so I could know.
Right. And there's another. That's another thing. Like sometimes, like I'm going to whatever
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel
going.
like it depends on the actual thing we talking about, and then it also depends on that person.
All that.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Because
So
there's so many ways you can learn. I think we do all 3.
I'm not stuck in any one of them.
So my other
Right.
question is this:
All right.
Did Jesus have to come? Or did he have to come?
Yes.
Yeah.
To the earth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He had to come.
Okay.
I believe.
I believe you had to come.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Okay.
just.
Where we go? Because
It's like another question of like, okay.
we needed to see it. You saying?
Well, no, like it's like
I get you.
it's like pointing back to like the education system
I get you.
and like how we learn and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we just think, oh, just open the book, that's all we need is the book.
Yeah.
Just sit there and learn from a book or learn what somebody telling us.
No.
Yeah.
Then we can't believe that Jesus being in the flesh is the most important thing to ever happen. And if that's the most important thing to ever happen, why are we learning like this?
Yeah.
Instead of learning through
Well, it's a good question.
action, learning through experience, learning through people.
Well, think about how much he taught when he actually came that he had to
Yeah.
fix because they were going by the book and they were
Right.
doing it all
Right.
wrong. And it
Wrong.
just, it's almost like the telephone game. It had went through so many people. Like, it was just like, this not right.
Right.
And this is what
Got
we,
the
this is
story
what we're
wrong.
doing.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing to the extent, but this is a great conversation because there's some things I learned from people and they had to lose their life for it.
Yeah.
I watched it another day, and you know the dudes that be doing them flips and stuff off the buildings and they be doing the tricks or whatever. Like one dude, he was one of the top dudes doing. He flipped off and he came up a little short and died.
Yeah.
Now, not that I need to learn because I was never gonna flip off
Right.
the building. But I think some
I
of the
don't know,
other.
Trey. It's the second time I heard today. I think it's in your heart,
Nah,
bro.
it's not in there. It's not in there.
He ain't got nothing adventures in his life.
Oh,
I'm about
bro.
to go into my penis.
She said you ain't got nothing adventurous in your heart,
Hey, bro.
bro.
Hey, bro. Just because of that, you think I'm gonna hate? I'm gonna let what she say affect me right
So
now?
wait, affect you? Affect you?
Hey, so.
She said, yo, boy.
Hey, you asked
She about to make me get on or not?
I didn't
Says
say
the person,
that.
says the person that don't know how to swim.
Oh, my
right,
God.
right.
Swimming
Okay.
is not adventurous.
Okay, but all my adventurous things I've done in my life involve swimming, like jumping in the
Bro, but-
ocean or
Bro.
jumping off a cliff.
But that, I'm saying,
Adventurous.
how many times do
Did you know I
say?
jumped off a cliff?
You told me about it because that's exactly how you felt about it.
Yeah, no.
Guess what
Probably
I
because you
did?
came at me like that.
I'll never do it again.
You know what?
Yo, she going for it.
I'm about to turn that motherfucker.
I don't care how many times you press the button.
She going for it.
I
So,
don't
so
care.
back to your question, Swag. All right, back,
So loud.
back to your question.
We start running this
So
board.
it's
That's the wrong thing.
It's a what? She turned the wrong thing. She
turned-
turned me down.
No, I was trying to turn these buttons down.
Hey, but back to your question. It's
the right side up.
it's different ways of learning. So did Jesus have to come? I personally think yes,
Yeah.
right? But I think that we didn't know him. I think we still don't know him today. I think we know him. Like because we're having this conversation.
Yeah, but I also think Jesus covered all those things because
I
he
did.
always touched back to the Old Testament.
right.
You know, like you can see him and he actually died on the cross
Right.
and came back.
Right. I was telling somebody the other day that he had to go through that dying and sacrifice because that's what they knew. Mm-hmm. Like he was already it was already done when he got baptized.
Yeah.
Or when he was born, to be honest.
Yeah.
Him being born and him being baptized is the same thing. I don't know if people understand that because you come out of water, birth, come out of water in the birth. Anyway, but that's another thing. But
they needed to see. It had to be done in the open so everybody could see.
But it had to be done because they were still doing sacrifices.
Yeah.
So he had to do it that way to appease that part of their mentality.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's appeasing.
What you think?
Well, I think we look at appeasing like in a negative way, like, oh well, let's do it because they want to see it. But I think that's just how we made.
Well, I don't say it that way. I don't.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
that way. I mean,
okay.
when I say appease, I don't say appease like, oh well, let me please them. Not that.
I got you.
I'm saying that because of the way you're made, you
that's
need
how we
that.
made. Yeah,
you need that.
Yeah.
Like you're made. Like you got to realize there's people that were grown, that were born and died in that time. Like I think about that with people with slavery sometimes, like American slavery. Like there's people in the span of like 400 years. I don't know, it was 340 years, how many years was it? But there's a people in the span of that time, there's a bunch of people that lived and died and never knew anything before at the outside. I can imagine that being somewhat of a purgatory.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like there was no sense of freedom for, you know, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But there were people that lived, they were born, and from the time that they were children, they were trained that number one, they were God's chosen people. But then you got to kind of look around, like in church right now. You gotta kind of look around, bro. Like if you were raised that, you know, we're the Israelites, and all the stories you're telling is like we're God's chosen people, and God did this and God did that. But then you look around your house, and you like, I don't know if we're really the chosen people. Do we need to rethink this? Do we need to rethink that we're just the chosen people because we're born with this type of blood? Like maybe we need to rethink this because we shouldn't be struggling like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they were born, so that mentality though. They were born with the sacrifice in mind. They were born knowing that there's no way that you can be. You're chosen. What's how crazy this is? You're chosen, but you have to do this every year or every whatever to keep your chosenness, right? It almost doesn't make it like, am I chosen or not?
Yeah.
Right. And so they believe that so much.
You're choosing.
Right. And even after Jesus does this, some people still don't get the sacrifice. They still think they need to pay something, like tithes, right now, right? And tithes are important, but tithes, people don't understand that tithes is trying to get your all. Like, he's trying to make you realize. He's trying to tell you to give your all.
That's step one.
Like you go from Malachi talking about tithe to Jesus says lose your life. It's that mentality.
Yeah.
Your giving. Watch this. This is crazy. He said your giving is trying to turn you into the gift. It's really trying to tell you what you are. Like if I'm a gift, I don't have to give because I'm the gift that keeps giving. You know what I'm saying? Like when I walk up, I'm giving.
Yeah.
Like when I walk up, you know I'm the gift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I have that mentality, I think that's what Jesus had. I think that's tapping to the pineal gland. I think all that's the same thing. I think it's like I'm not thinking of something else. I'm not trying to reach something else. I know who I am, not who I am based on what you said, or you said, or anybody else. But I know that I was sent here for a reason, so I'm not getting caught up on all the other things.
Yeah.
And I know when I show up, I'll come to the wedding, I'll come all there, but when I come, I'm the gift.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel no kind of way. I'm not coming here and tell you, hey, y'all know I'm the gift, right?
Yeah.
You'll never know I'm the gift.
Yeah.
But if I ain't know that I'm the gift, then when it's time to give, I don't have to come in and do a crusade.
Yeah.
Because I am the crusade.
Yeah.
So when I show up wherever I'm at, we don't have to have a special announcement. I'll start it off. We don't need to sing some songs before it to warm everybody up, to let them know that I'm coming with the great message. No, we don't need any of that.
Yeah.
When I step in the room, no matter what the room is, when there is something that is lacking, because I am prosperous, I am the surplus, I am health, I am the gift, that whatever's lacking, it's going to not be lacking once it encounters me.
Right, right.
And that's the mentality.
Yeah.
But that's that, and I don't have to. You really don't have to reach for that. We only reach him because we're buried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's how my mind be, bro. Like I'll be like, what are we talking about?
I mean, it's a supreme lack of awareness.
It's a what? Say it again.
Yep.
It's a supreme lack of awareness.
It's a supreme lack of awareness. Like you have become a professional at not being aware.
Yeah.
Like you're professionally unaware.
Yeah,
Like
that's tough.
Yes.
Bro, like but you're great at it.
Yeah,
Like you're great at not being aware.
and that's the bad part.
And that's the bad part. And not only are you great at it,
bruh.
but you defend your greatness.
Yeah, and you okay with it? Like, yeah, that's terrible, bro.
He said,
Like you will fuss me down that you not one with God.
Yeah, why?
Hold on. But you are going to work tomorrow
Yeah,
to be a better person.
yeah,
Are you trying to be faithful to your wife or your husband because you want to be a better person? Are you show up to your job, your church, your mosque, your temple, all these different things because you want to be a better person? And I'm telling you, you already are.
yeah,
And then live from the other way.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And you're
That's
gonna
happened in the
argue.
garden.
This is arguments between religions and everything because you just want to defend your stupidity.
Yeah.
He
And then you're
said,
gonna feel some kind of way because it's stupidity. Good.
he said, if the light in you be darkness, how great is that
How
darkness?
great is that darkness? It's like
It's so great because you think it's light.
yeah, because you think
like,
it's light.
it couldn't get no darker than that.
That's stupid.
Like, that's so stupid.
But going back to what you were saying about generational speed or whatever, like actually starting at the finish
Starting at the finish, bro.
and not starting at the beginning of the generation before and the generation before, but starting at like the finish.
It's
of
not a
Christ.
relay.
Yeah.
It's not, bro. But you have to. But once you start, though, if you start from that position, like you starting from the 100, like you starting from a
start from
place
the
of
100.
awareness.
Yes.
You starting from a place. Now, I'm not trying to run to get something. I already
Yes.
am that
Yeah,
thing.
you already. I don't want. I gotta jump in because the scripture says on one of the references when you talk about the 100-fold, 60-fold, and 30-fold, he actually reads it that way. We always say 30, 60, and 100 because we
Yeah.
count up. But in one of the gospels, I don't know which one it is, and we'll put it in the description or whatever. But he actually, somebody can find it right quick. You find it quick, swag, see which one it is. That he go 160, but he actually goes from 100 down. So he's like, you're actually going down. I just wanted to refer to that so people can read it to what you're saying. Like you're actually going down. Like when you think you're educating yourself, you're actually going down. Like, but you can't see that. Like you actually gotten more indoctrinated with what is. You've indoctrinated yourself with the problem.
That's tough.
That's the same thing that Nikhil was talking about pre-show about the pineal gland.
Yeah,
Like it calcifies.
yeah, it calcifies.
Or like certain foods we eat calcifies the pineal gland.
what certain foods we eat.
That's the same thing.
And you
and
think you so
certain
smart.
things that we learn.
Yeah.
That's
the
the
same
knowledge of
thing.
good and evil.
The same
Yeah.
thing.
It cakes up around like
Yeah.
God.
That's tough.
The same
I
thing.
gotta shut
It's
the
the
tongue.
same exact
Same-
thing.
Right,
Same
it is the
exact
same thing.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just like mucus in any other place in the body too. How it gets there and it causes irritation and stuff. But
Bruh.
a lot of people begin to live with that thing, just thinking that it's gonna be that way.
We
Yeah.
we just made this thing so real.
Yo,
You
look
thought
at my
we was
brother
talking
right
about
here.
this, but now we talking about your real life. That's
gotta-
crazy. It's the same thing.
My brother is fed up.
bro. Like I'm to the point of tears, bro.
Wow.
Because like I think okay,
But I bet Montreal felt like he had like another brain that can offload. And then he can get some more.
that's like that dream.
Offload.
Right.
I just bro, like okay. So
Transfer.
So let me go a little further. Let me go a little further. We were just talking about eating and going on detox.
Right.
And I think we need to.
Absolutely.
I know we need to.
Yeah.
I know I need to. Right.
Because I feel good, but I want to get to
But-
a higher place, bro. I want to get to a deeper level.
Right. But even with my calcification or whatever we want to say, let's say it's what I've eaten is stop my pineal gland. I still can think 1 week, like I still I'm reaching these places.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, yeah, it's not the all.
no.
It's not the end all be all.
I know it's not. I know it's not. But I'm just.
But
I'm
it's
just making a comparison that you're. What are you doing? You're doing it now, right? It's like you.
I hope people get that reference.
I hope they get a reference to it.
We said a lot, but
We said a lot. I hope they get it. Some people will get it. Some people won't. And I'm not about to tell them what it is.
Right.
But just like BY. But anyway.
Oh my God.
But it's like
it's Matthew 13:8.
Matthew 13:8. And he starts off with the 100, right?
Yeah.
But it's so crazy how we never. I've never heard it ministered or read that way. I mean, I've seen people look at that scripture literally and read it 36 and 100.
They want
Or
you to
they'll
go
read
through
it
the
exactly
scale.
like it's written in the word, but then start talking about it the other way.
True.
It's such a flip in your mind,
Yeah.
and I think that it's. I think that's why meek and lonely heart is important. I think what people call meditation is really meek and lonely heart. I think they've just given up on thought for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 times that it shows
Yes,
up
exactly.
in Matthew, like both of them start off with
Remember what you about to
100-fold.
say, too.
All right.
Say it again.
Yeah, 2 times it shows up in Matthew, like both of them start off with 100-fold.
You start off with the 100.
Like we just been teaching the other
We
way.
start with the
The other
100.
way.
We just been what?
We just been teaching the other way.
Yeah, now all 3 of those are written in there, right? You see 100-fold, 30-fold, 100-fold, 60-fold, 30-fold, right? All 3 of them are right there, right? But does order make a difference?
Yeah, it does.
It does, because you automatically think it's a stepstone. Like that's how they teach it. Like you got 30, you got 60, and then you go up to 100. Like you just
Now,
don't. You don't
we
just start
think-
So
from
we reached for the
100.
30.
Hold on. So we think,
Yeah, we reached.
yeah, and we think we're building up.
Yeah, we
Watch how
do.
crazy this is. Watch how crazy
Yes.
this is. We're talking about this.
Then the
right
other
before.
times it show up in the Gospels, like it just says 100-fold. Like it don't go like to the other 2 parts.
Really?
Like it just says 100-fold. Like 100-fold by itself.
Yo, this man's straight about to leave.
Come on, boy. What?
Keys.
It's over with.
Oh my God. Yeah, receive 100-fold. He didn't say nothing else.
Yeah.
He leave his everything. Go receive 100-fold. But he should receive 100-fold now in this time.
Yeah.
Right? Other fellow group gonna spring up and bear 100-fold. It just stops right there, bro, in Luke 8. Matthew 13 said, brought forth some 100-fold. And then it says the other ones after that. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm learning Jesus. So I gotta, right. You was about to say something.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think the way that he described it is something that he was actually functioning in. And I think Jesus on a daily basis was being born again. And so encompassing that with cleansing.
Take up your cross.
Yeah, deny yourself and follow me. I
Daily.
think
Daily.
Daily. Yeah. I think every day he was being born again.
Yeah.
So anything that, how we say, try to calcify the pineal gland,
Yes.
he was cleansing and he was dumping all that
He
stuff.
was.
Okay, got it. Cleanse.
He
So in the morning,
Actually, to me
like
now,
that.
that's fasting. In
Yeah.
real life, you fast from all of that to clean out. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
So that you could be clear to hear.
I believe. Where does belief start to begin? Okay, and I'm just saying something for a reason. Because what do you believe? You believe that you got a detox to get it out of you, or you believe that you can get it out of your detox? We don't know yet, okay? But we're gonna go according to our faith, right?
We're talking about like our bodies, stuff.
Bodies, all that. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So right, I'm serious, right? So when you in the morning,
I think it's a fast track.
it's a fast track, and I think it's
Yep.
I think what the detox is fast track.
Yeah.
I think detox is fast track, and I think it depends.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking the other way.
Okay, I think that you can without it,
Yeah.
but you can't. But you can't. You can't if you can't.
Right.
You get
Okay.
it? Like don't try to be like, well, I don't need to do nothing else to this if you can't give up everything.
Yeah.
All right, but then giving up everything is like the food. Okay, so but like crushing your eyes in the morning, what's that? It's detox. Your breath stink in the morning. You got to brush teeth in the morning. Sometimes you got to go to the bathroom.
Detox.
It's got-
Yeah.
yeah, it is
Yeah, it's
detox.
detoxing.
That's where it come from. That's why it's
You
like that.
detox every night.
It's not really like that because your mouth is closed. You think it's because your mouth closed?
Oh, I'm talking about the eye.
No, yeah. When your
Yeah.
crust come out, that's that stuff coming out you.
Or why you got to pee in the morning?
Yeah,
mucus.
but that's not all of it though.
No, it's
No,
not
no,
all of
no,
it.
I know,
but
that's what I'm saying.
You have
Yeah.
to say
That's what I'm
probably
saying.
what
I'm
I'm
talking about the
thinking.
process.
But what I'm
I'm
thinking
not talking
about
about-
too is the fact that this is almost like, I say you frustrate grace, you frustrate what your body
Okay.
can do.
Okay,
because
right.
It is detoxing, but
Right.
you are also toxic. You put
Which is
toxins in your body
for the
too.
That's true,
which is
yeah.
for the detox,
Yeah.
the cleanse. All right,
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. All right, and with all that, right? But that process is going on whether you do it or not. Okay,
Yeah.
and so I'm talking about the process more than
Yeah.
detox right now.
Yeah, like your body
Or cleanse.
it's functioning and
built to
built to do a certain type of
So
way.
mentally, for me, it's the same way.
I get you.
I can. They say every night you die. They say sleep is the closest thing to death.
Never heard that in my life.
Yeah, I heard that every night is almost like you're dying and you're coming back to life.
Really,
Every day is a new day. I say sleep is the closest thing to death.
I get that.
All right. So without like actually killing you, like everything stopping, and we don't even know if stuff don't stop while you sleep. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Like in our own stuff, right?
Yeah, but in their studies,
Where people honest, right? But like sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I'll go to sleep feeling some kind of way, and I wake up and I don't feel like it no more.
yeah,
You know, like some people,
Detox.
yeah, it's a deep. I guess literally like that for me.
I get you.
Like sometimes when I feel really, really bad, I'm not talking about sick or nothing like that. Like it might be something emotional, it might be something I'm thinking about in my mind. Like I'll go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like I'll get sleepy and I'll go to sleep. And then when I wake up,
I mean, that's Matthew 11 all day right there.
I don't care. Go ahead. What is, yeah.
No, 28 through 30.
Yeah, sure is. Yep,
Yeah.
sure is. Yep. I just ain't got no more.
Yeah.
I wake up, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I can't remember it, because I can go and find it.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I was mad last night or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying you can do that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like when there's times when I felt bad that nobody knew it, but I felt, and they come on really strong sometimes. And I always equate it to Jesus and getting beat and taking on your infirmities and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like once I go to sleep, then I'm like, if you see that, now think about it, if you connect your belief to it. I'm born again. When I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Old things are passed away. Behold, all things
become new.
You know what I'm saying? Like the mentality of it, it's a detox. And I think what you're saying is that Jesus was born again every day. So he didn't carry, he knew them, but he didn't carry them into the next day.
Yeah.
It's almost like, just imagine if every night you were buried, right? Like anything that was a seed of anything is buried. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, because I'm thinking like when you wake up, bro, like you have so much life in you.
And it's resurrected,
and you
bro.
have so much energy for living life, bro.
Resurrected, bro.
And
It's
you don't have
resurrected.
any cares or worries about anything else
It's resurrected.
because of that life, dog.
It's resurrected.
Yeah.
Everything is buried.
Yeah.
It's baptism.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's buried, resurrected.
Yeah.
And then because it's resurrected, I have a new perspective.
Yeah.
Perspective.
I get you. I get
You get what I'm saying?
Get your rhyming.
Yeah, you get the bars, right? I got to do that. But now because it's buried
Uh-huh.
and it's resurrected, I get it. Like you never hear Jesus say, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. I understood why they said that. We always said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. That means don't go to bed angry. It doesn't say don't go to sleep angry.
Yeah.
It says don't let the sun go down. Right now the sun goes down about 5:30. So that means like around 5:30 you need to get that together.
Get it together.
And really what it's trying to tell you is get it together with the people that you're angry with or what's going on. Like
Ooh,
get that
that
together
segues
before
to
you
what
go
I'm
home
thinking.
with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what that means.
Yeah.
But the stuff has to be buried. Jesus had to take on the infirmities and bear you know, like he had to, you know, transgression. He had to take all that on.
Yeah.
Because when I'm baptized, it comes up different.
Different, yeah. So he left all that in the tomb.
He leaves it all in the tomb.
Yeah.
Or even the stuff that comes out of the tomb is translated.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get it?
Yeah.
Like so out, boom.
Yeah.
Like so now even with some of the things that we take on, some of the ways we feel, boom, and we
Yeah.
take them now with something new.
Yeah.
It's the fertilizer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like boom, we processed it. But if you don't realize your process, then you're fighting the
Yeah,
process.
you're fighting the process. Yeah.
Makes me think though about love your neighbor as you love yourself, because here you go with the translating. You let yourself be detox, right?
Yo, that slap
You
was
don't
so loud.
You don't frustrate the process.
Uh-huh.
So who are we to frustrate somebody else's process or
Right.
not let them? You know, you gotta also let other people detox.
Right.
Like you love yourself enough to actually do this. If you are,
Yeah.
some people not thinking that much, they gonna go back and pull from yesterday in the morning,
Right.
like we're saying. But if you get to this point where you
Some
understand
people
loving yourself,
never really fully die.
That's
we talking
what I'm
about sleep at
saying.
night. They never really
you
do
no,
it.
but you would resurrect yourself and the people around you. Like that love would be.
No, yeah, I get. Yeah,
you
I
get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like if you do wake up fresh,
Uh-huh.
then the people around you are fresh too. Like you're not
Yeah.
holding them to anything either.
Right,
so you
right.
actually love your neighbors as you love yourself, because you know, like
But then that you actually have to rest though. Like you have to
giving
just-
up your life for a friend.
You have to let
like,
it die. Nah, that's true though. That's clear, man.
That's crazy.
That's
Hey,
clear.
but that's like one of the best feelings though, because
That's
I've been on the other
crazy.
side of that. Like I thought somebody was still mad at me about something.
Yeah.
But the next day they were like, "Cool." I was like,
Yeah.
They brought you back, bar.
they ain't
Yeah.
even mentioning it though.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But without them mentioning it, I was like,
You be
"Alright."
sitting there, you be like, they gonna say something.
I was like, "Cool." Like you know what I'm saying? Like it left me too. I was like, "Cool." Like
yeah.
that's dope.
We
is.
got so
And then
much
it taught me
cloud,
how to do that too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I remember after there was episode 2, you know, the person that I was talking about the conversation, they texted me talking about how good the episode was, and I was like,
You waiting for the hammer.
yeah, I was
like,
like, yo, it was good, wasn't it? Oh wait, but
How far you got into it?
You stopped at what number?
Yeah, but now that's good though. I mean, you're able to ask yourself.
I just changed my. It just changed my life.
Yeah, that's good, bro.
I have a bunch of things to say. Can I sing them? Like
Yes.
Okay, so I really just changed my life. I did.
You've been born again,
bro.
Come on now. Come on now.
Okay, so, well, first of all, I'm trying to say what to say first. First of all, I learned that perspective. What you talking about just now? You talked to the girl, and then like you talking somebody. You thought somebody's mad with you.
Yeah.
There's two places I learned it from. I learned it from God, and I learned it from my father, my physical father. Because let me talk about him first, because he's the type that'll raw you out. And then ask you to go get ice cream with him.
2 seconds later,
and I'm like, bro, I couldn't understand the concept of how you're okay with me, and you still want me here, even though I left your shoes and we flying somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you still gonna feed me tonight? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know, but it's like it's a mentality. You're not even okay. So I saw that a lot in life. I still couldn't understand it, and I understand it more today. I understood it. But I can actualize it more myself today on what I'm about to tell y'all next. All right. Then I learned it from God too, because I remember doing something despicable one night, and then the next morning God starts talking to me, and I tell him, "Yo, like I'm having a conversation. I'm sorry, man. He doesn't bring it up. He doesn't bring it up. And I know it's weird. People talk to God, but I'm just for me in my mentality, it doesn't bring it up. He makes me not feel guilty. Yeah. And what he's telling me is amazing. Yeah. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? Yeah. Because, bro, like yesterday, everything that was going on had nothing to do. I wasn't even thinking about you, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And and he's like, wait, what? Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, I ain't worried about that. And he keeps talking about what he's talking about. To me, that's what forgiveness is. Yeah. To me, that so immediately that idea made me change my mind. Yeah. And so the next time something comes up, it's like, I'm not even feeling guilty or whatever. It's just I love that so much that I'm okay. I love that so much that it deters me from thinking something else is important. That makes sense? Like it's just it's a different it's a different thing. And so it's a different thing.
Hey, I might kill a cliche real quick. What you was talking about just now? Forgive and forget. No, forgive but not forget is a lie.
It is. It is. It's a lie.
It's letting y'all know because it's still in your head.
It's still in your right.
Like,
yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
So I changed. So here's what happens. I didn't know who I was a couple minutes ago. So is love your neighbor, love the Lord your God, all your heart, your mind, and your soul. And I hope people listen long enough in here. This is an hour and a half. I hope it's listen long enough to get to this part.
Yeah. And
this is to be obedient to God, your faith, whatever. But I gotta be mindful of what I'm saying when I'm about to say what I'm about to say. But I didn't know. I personally didn't know who I was before a couple minutes ago. And you live and you learn. And we talk about different ways of learning and you have experience. I have to speak from mine. And my experience with people have been everywhere. Has been all in and then it's been all out. Okay. And I understand that it's a balance between the two, but what I got was that there are things that come to you that you are meant to baptize in yourself. I mean, what is a witness? What is let your light so shine? What is being born again?
Yep.
What is Jesus being baptized unless John baptizes him? So I'm going to speak candidly from my experience. that I have put myself in a position where I've been stressed, right? But it wasn't, and I blamed it on other people.
Yeah.
And although they could have been a part of it, it was more so me and my mentality.
Gotcha.
Okay, stress is anything opposing. So pressure and stress is the same thing. So stress, when it's pulling apart, it's like two things pulling different ways. So just imagine yourself being that way. Then that's stress. Or pressure is the same thing when you're pushing. Something is trying to push in and sometimes push out. So back to what we were talking about before, I got a text from, shout out to Rachel. I got a text from Rachel, and she said she heard that nothing grows. She heard nothing grows down. Everything grows. Hold on, I want to read it.
Yeah.
She said nothing grows down. Everything grows in. And she said we think that things grow down because of our idea of the earth. We don't realize that we're on a spinning thing, right?
Yeah.
So the only way for something to go down is that there's something flat, axis
In the middle.
axis in the middle, up and down. So it's not really growing down. So trees don't grow down; they grow in the earth. Okay, now you the earth.
Wow.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That means that's growing inside. That's not actually your manifestation on the outside.
Right.
That actually has nothing to do with your manifestation on the outside. All right, so kill that in your mind there. That actually has nothing to do with what shows up. Because I thought about, how do you glorify God? Well, I sat in my bed this morning. I didn't know what was going on, but God gives you these thoughts, and He started putting the pieces together. Because I was sitting there, I was like, well, what identifies the will of God? We go straight to feeling good, provisions, all these things but it's like, what really identifies the will of God, right? Because I can tell some people that feel good that ain't the will of God, or I can tell some people that got money or provision that ain't the will of God. So it's like, what really defines it? And it really started changing my perspective right then, but I didn't know what it was. Between that and then driving here, thinking about the car, all that stuff like that, it's like, okay, so then here, right now, so everything grows in. I know I'm trying to get to the point, y'all. So everything grows in. So what happens is, and I saw a picture. Oh God, I saw a picture of. This is crazy. I saw it last night. God is. I can't. Good ain't don't describe it. Like good ain't fair enough. And there's a picture, and maybe this way we can flash this picture up on. Oh God, if I could find it. Please tell me this. Yes, it's right here. So there's a picture. You see that picture?
Oh.
And they're sitting there saying, why am I not growing? Let me see what this is. Let me see the other
Yes.
part.
They told me I was
They told me I have such potential. Why am I growing so slowly?
Nah, actually, yeah.
You seen it?
Nah, it's dope.
We'll put it on the screen. I can just put it on the screen. I'll give you a picture of it. I'll screenshot, give you a picture of it. I just saw that the other day and I liked it, but I wasn't. And this is last night, and it all puts together for me. And when Rachel texted me that, my mind started thinking this picture, but I wasn't putting it together. But the truth of the matter is, your growth is on the inside. The outside is just a mirror of what's happened to you on the inside. We know that, and that's deep. But no. The process is going further in. The process is not okay. Now I'm going out, because the process is going further in. But can you imagine that your regular way to grow is like growth for you is really inside? Like it's really growing inside. It's really where the roots grow, but you're fighting so hard to be on top of the ground.
That's tough.
You're fighting so hard to break surface that it becomes a battle and a fight between pressures. And it becomes this.
Now why we want to
and
break
this at the
surface
same
so
time.
bad?
Because we want somebody to see us.
That's the only reason.
And we
want to see ourselves do something.
And why do we want to see ourselves do something? Because we don't know who we are.
Yeah. We want to see something that says
if we really
are.
knew who we are, we'd be okay with being buried and staying there.
Yep.
And now imagine the seed, like just the seed itself. Like, bro, oh my God.
Bruh.
Imagine the seed being planted, but some kind of way the seed wiggles away and it pops up out the ground because it wants to grow so bad, so we think it's growing when it pop up out the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a bird just
did.
swipe it up.
Yeah,
You had no chance.
You come food.
Like you're not ready to come to surface.
You're not ready to come to
Yeah.
service. Now we got to use you for something different.
Yeah.
Now God got a different purpose for
Now
you.
you
Now you got to
food.
get ate.
Like now you food.
Now you food. You still fulfill
Like you
purpose.
sunflower seeds
You
in
was a
the
tree.
like in the
They
little
just open in
bag.
the bag. Now we tearing them up. You know what I'm saying? We pistachios, right? Like,
That's crazy, bro.
but it's that mentality of
That's what we do. I done did it plenty of times.
so learning.
We get a little inch of something like direction.
Right.
We're on top of the ground.
Direction.
Building buildings.
Direction. The only direction is inside. So now there's no other direction. So watch this. So now 100-fold, 60-fold, and 30-fold, and this is the way that it goes. If you allow it that way. But we teach it this way. So the actuality of a thing is this, but we teach in this.
Yeah.
And it's causing the pressure.
Wow.
It's causing the opposition. The tree has caused the opposition. I told somebody the other day, me and Darius talking about, I said, the will of God or God's purpose or however it's supposed to be, is it whether you get into it or not. And I think people miss the point. You start to think the will of God for your life, but it's not really about that. It's about lining your life up with the will, because it is what it is, regardless of if you get in or not. So is it a choice? Yeah, it's a choice, but it's really no choice. It's really like a choice, but it's really no choice. Like the will just is what it is. So it's a choice whether you get in the water or not. But whether you get in the water or not, this is not a choice. This is absolute.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this absolute thing is what you've been wanting to choose the whole time. But because you've been taught up, you don't realize you need to go.
Yeah.
Because you've been taught out, you never realize it's already.
Cause man, what if a tree decided they want to grow upside down? It can't,
It
bro.
can't.
It can't.
Where is it going to put its roots?
Can't
It
do
Can't
it.
even do it.
It can't do it. And then what is upside down?
Right.
Like if you look at the picture of a
Right.
tree, it looks the same way both
Both
ways.
ways, yeah.
Okay, you have some. Okay, what about those? Everybody wants the tree and the fruit and the pretty apples and everything. Okay, what about? First of all, people don't know the process that those things have to go to, because there's a death. There's a flower that becomes alive and then has to die in order for the apple to come. Number one. Number two, people don't understand, like blueberries, stuff like that. They grow in cold places. I be studying this stuff, and the tree has to literally freeze to death. It has to freeze to death before it's ready for the producing the blueberries or whatever it is. Okay, like people don't understand the process of it. And even when you look at a tree, like it looks the same under the ground than it is above. Watch this though. There's even potatoes.
Yeah.
And different things that grow
Yeah.
under the ground.
Carrots, yeah.
So we get so busy thinking about certain types of trees and we miss the process. Isn't this life?
Yeah.
Isn't this, we so busy looking at certain careers or certain steps, or you want to be blessed in this area, or you want to be this in this area.
Yep.
When in actuality, it's a holistic understanding. I'm not talking holistic like that. I'm talking about like it's whole, like WHOLE. Like that's holistic. That should be holistic teaching, right? Like that's what full, like the teaching the full counsel of the gospel is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like it's that. And when I teach that, we don't get that, y'all. We don't get it. We don't get that. We don't get it. I gotta let everybody know. We don't get it, bro.
Well, but when Super Saiyan just now.
Even if we get it, we get it in spurts and then we back out because we back out of what we know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Darius, you growing in. Boy, that's so comfortable.
All the day long.
It's so comfortable. Like, watch how comfortable that is. Oh, so I'm not supposed to base my progress on what y'all see.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Peace.
It used to be the main
That piece that
focus.
passes what?
All understanding.
Bruh,
All of y'all ignorance.
that's it.
All of y'all stupidity.
That one thing gonna change so many people's lives.
Yeah.
It passes your understanding. It passes all your understanding, all understanding, right? Because another one says, "In all thy getting,"
Get understand.
and that's get under what you've been trying to stand.
Come on now. Come on, doctor.
You've been trying to stand there, get under that. Needs to get in the ground. Calm down, bro. It is I think that Jesus had low self-esteem, which was the greatest self-esteem. Like I think it's almost like, because isn't high self-esteem the catalyst to low self-esteem? Like can't the idea of high self-esteem define the fact of low self-esteem? Like think about it for a minute.
I mean,
like it's like
in order to have a low, you gotta have a high.
you think that this is where you're supposed to be. So now because you're not that, you have
low. Yeah.
Exactly.
Jesus had low self-esteem. Can I take it further?
Yes.
He had no self-esteem. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
Jesus has no self-esteem.
True story.
Facts.
It's not high.
Truth.
It's not low. There's no.
Oh my God.
There's no esteem in self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the minute you do, it's just like you saying, like reaching on a tree.
Yeah, you reach on a tree, and now you're trying to get something.
Yeah.
I go back and look at Jesus. I'm about to look at this so different. Because now I'm looking at Jesus and I realize
It's like no matter whether you reach for the low fruit or the high fruit, like
You
it doesn't matter.
you the tree.
You're the tree. You're the tree, bro. You're the tree. And you're the tree.
Mm-hmm.
You're the tree. And then when you realize that everything that you do is fruitful.
Yeah. And you always nourished.
Right. You're always
Ooh,
nourished.
let me bring it
you
full
always watch
circle.
this. You're always nourished. You're always covered. The tree, sit under the tree. Right? It's all of those things.
Yep.
It's everything. That's crazy. Changed my mind.
What's the full circle, Nakia?
Earlier when y'all were talking, I zoned out a little bit and I got on my phone because I wanted to look up the etymology of pineal.
Mm-hmm.
And it means pine, which comes from pine tree. So it just represents like your tree.
Wow.
Stop playing.
No, I mean it's full
Stop
circle.
playing.
Yeah, pineal because P-I-N-E.
Oh, I never looked at the spelling.
Yeah, it's P-I-N-E. It's like
P-I-N-E-A-L.
it's like
Lineal. But
it's like all those, it's like lineal, like anything AL.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's it called? I'm losing the words now, but anything AL that makes it what it is.
Typical.
Typical, yeah.
Political.
Right, all that. It's really politic ish. Or from politics.
God dang, the kid, you said it's in the middle of the head?
Yes.
It's literally in the middle of the head.
Yeah. It's in the middle of your
Like of
head.
the brain.
Yeah. It's right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right. It's the core.
Yeah.
Like,
Everything
It's the core.
literally. It's like in the middle.
No, so
but
bro,
that's why she said it's impossible to get light,
To light
in the
should-
middle.
This should go
Yeah.
viral.
So for that to reflect light is like, can't nobody explain that? Because why is it functioning like an eye? And it's
This
in the
should
middle
go
of
viral.
It's surrounded by something.
And then watch this. Say this. Look, if that eye be full of light, then the whole body's full of light. Watch this. But then they say that the
the eye be
pineal
seeing-
gland shouldn't touch light, which is outside light, because it says it produces melatonin, not melanin. Melatonin. For myself, right? But it produces melatonin, which causes rest. No, listen. Oh,
Come
no.
on. Come on.
Darius,
Come on.
We said go to sleep. Sleep is the closest thing to what? Death. We're just talking about going to sleep. It produce.
Yo.
Come on to me.
Yo.
Oh yeah.
We did just talk about detox.
I give you rest, right?
I
Like,
give you rest.
look, and it produces.
Oh Lord.
It
Yeah,
produces
exactly.
for your
you
soul.
find rest for your soul.
Right,
You'll
because
find
I'm
it.
meek and low.
And heart, right. You find rest for your soul. No,
I just kept it going.
low, lead.
You be out somebody supposed to pick up the lead.
Come on, kid.
No, pass it.
Oh, that was
Oh
terrible.
my God!
I was still shaking this hand when I should have been.
Hey, is it just me? I do when I get to my left side. You talking about being ambidextrous? My left side get retarded. I be like,
I do. You're supposed to go
not like they be
I
like,
know you can. Yeah, don't
it's
flow.
like this one. No, it don't.
It don't roll like this.
Yeah, this be like this.
Hey, hey, in your mind, if you make it do what you want to do, it's gonna do it.
It
Okay.
is. It is. It kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is.
That's better.
It did.
That's better.
Gotta slow down.
Because
Like,
if you don't think about that
If you don't think about it, you let it do what it won't do, that mother gonna be.
hey,
all
bro.
over the
Hey,
place.
jam it in there.
you're gonna let it be free, huh?
And then you go through the motion,
All of a
and
sudden,
then do it. It's like, oh, I can do it.
I can flex.
Yeah, because at one point in my life, I thought I ain't had no rhythm, boy.
it's like
can't
when
flex.
you tell your eyebrows what to do because at first they don't do it.
I
Right.
can't
then
get
you
this
like-
on a raise though. I can't get this on a raise. I can raise all day long, but the right one, just won't do it. Won't do it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You really got to think about it. You really, it's like you purposely send like, let me send a signal to this eyebrow over here.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the pineal
In the core.
in the core produces melatonin, which produces sleep. And it says, watch this. I just read it just now when you were telling me earlier. It says, not light, right? It's supposed to be protected from light, outside light.
Outside, like, yeah.
Because it is, and this is something to look at. We ain't got time to do it on here, but I'm gonna do it. But it says it is stimulated by darkness.
How?
The pineal gland?
That's a seed. That's what a seed is.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Melatonin.
There he is.
Melatonin. Can I read it?
Right, that's true. That's crazy.
That's how the seed is. Swag.
Swag bomb. Swag bomb.
Whoa. It's so much to read, though.
Melatonin production. Okay, so the primary function of the pineal gland is to produce melatonin, not melanin. Melatonin has various functions.
That's the primary function, you say?
Primary function. The melatonin has various functions in the central nervous system, the most important of which is to help modulate sleep patterns. Melatonin production is stimulated by darkness and inhibited by light.
Inhibited by light?
Girl, I think
So we gotta be dreaming right there.
Hold on, no, but I think. Hold on, but I think
that's crazy.
I'm thinking different. I'm thinking different things for a minute. Okay. Number one, I'm thinking that if thy body be full of darkness, if the eye be full of darkness, but it's not what he's saying. I think because that whole thing is confusing, somewhat. I know we be trying to break it down, but that mess would be like, right?
All right, we get it back. We can good.
But
job.
then now I think what we think. Okay, you got to catch what I'm saying. And what we think is darkness is actually stimulating rest. You know, the world getting dark.
What you do when you go to sleep at night?
Right, turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh wait, but if your eye be single, your body cell be full of
Like
light. I'm just thinking about like that single eye.
And then I thought about too that he compared evil and single, like they were verses.
Right.
So he didn't say he said, but if the eye be evil,
Right.
but I think the evil eye is trying to do both things at the same time and not realizing the state of life as it is. Because watch this. Let your light shine. If I let my light shine, the only way I can let my light shine is where? In the dark. So the dark has stimulated my letting my light shine. So Jesus,
and that's where light is seen.
this is why Jesus is out with the publicans and the sinners. I didn't come for the ones that don't need a physician. Right? This is why it's not about the saint sin and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is why he's in those places that are somewhat darkened in mentality. Not that place is dark,
Right.
but it's darkened in mentality. And it's a dark place, and they are dark. They're having their minds alienated in darkness, right? Like they're in a dark place, and the darkness stimulates his light, and we call that a what? Miracle. We call that signs and wonders, when it's actually out is neither one of those.
Yeah,
it's just the meeting of light and dark. It's the meeting of why do we like sunset so much? You get it?
Yeah.
Because it's the meeting of the end of the day and the beginning of the day, and we love sunsets. That's part of us on the inside, innate. We love when it meets, and the meeting of light and dark produces.
Yeah.
EJ wrote a song.
Multitude of colors.
Your love, it's like a supernova. It's like a supernova. I think the supernovas are described. I might not be right, but it's like when there's a connection, there's an explosion of two things that causes this magnificent other thing. Yeah. Right? And it's like it's stimulated.
Hold on. Siri. I mean, not Siri.
Alexa.
What is a supernova?
Can we ask again, and then you wanna?
Oh, the star.
Yeah, we can add that later.
Yeah, the star. We shook hands.
I'm about to say, don't move yours. Trying to put that mug back on me.
The star, black hole, and star. We're gonna end weird.
But what is weird?
Destiny.
Come on.
Yeah, it'll be Destiny.
Yo, that's a good one, Jay. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good one. Yeah, I think. What
you think?
I think this has been dope.
He did his thing on this little beat.
Yeah, that'd be fly, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Owen.
Like, this was a really good conversation, though.
It was.
Hey, that pineal gland. I'm about to look into that some more myself.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you look,
I already knew a lot about it, but not like Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah.
And it's, watch this. It's gonna remind you and tell you what you've been feeling the whole time.
That'd be the best thing.
That boy gonna sleep better, boy.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It's better for it to tell me what I've been feeling the whole time.
Yeah.
Than for me to be reaching out.
Yeah, and then trying to be that thing or whatever. Like
Y'all-
when you get that
y'all-
kind of confirmation, but like, oh, I've been doing this the whole time. This what this is? Like this is actually giving, definition of context to, what I've been doing the whole time.
Right.
Like it gives you a huge sigh of relief. Like
You have
like this is why.
you have a personality that's like that, but now it's gonna get better. I have to learn this with people is what I'm about to say.
Okay.
That you don't let what people. My problem was that I was letting what people do or what they don't do affect me personally. Because I was so invested in them as a person,
Yeah.
of them being better.
True
And
story.
Jesus ain't care about them people.
Yeah.
He didn't care about
You gotta mark that one down. He didn't care about them people.
Yeah.
He really didn't.
I
He
get
closed
you,
up
I
on the
get
people. His goal wasn't for people to
Yeah.
be better. His goal was to establish the kingdom.
Yeah.
And the mentality that he who has ears to hear, let him only do the will of my Father. I'm not doing the will of his people. So he didn't care about them like that.
All right.
And I think that's where I think it's so now what's gonna happen is you realize that when these things come, go to sleep on them.
Yeah.
I'll take them and go to sleep on them.
Man.
Because when I wake up, it's a whole nother ball game. You know, you heard somebody say, "Let me sleep on it."
Yeah.
They really were saying, like, "Let me think on it."
Yeah.
But now I get it different.
Yeah.
Because really, like, if whoever comes with the issue towards me,
Yep.
I take it and I bury it with me. I'm listening.
And then health wise, what we've learned, what's the first thing that you're supposed to do when you get up in the morning?
Drink water.
No.
Eliminate.
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the
Oh,
bathroom.
what's it? Yeah.
Go take
and
a,
all
go
that
take
stuff.
A,
Yeah, all that
and
stuff.
really, that's really most people
Flushing
don't do
all
this.
that
Most people
stuff
don't. Most people go to the bathroom liquid every day. But you should be going to the bathroom liquid and solid.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not making a law out of it.
And it
but-
shouldn't really be that solid.
And it shouldn't be that solid. She's just like, whoo.
Yeah.
Educate the people.
Because some people, they be up in there struggling because of how solid it is.
Just take it.
Yeah, but that's what
Take it on and take it.
Because you go and sleep at night and your body is detoxing, like your mind, you're detoxing those
Yep.
things out of your life.
Yep.
So when you get up the next day, you're born again. And
Born
you
again.
You
letting
let
all that
that
stuff
out.
out.
And you move on.
Yeah.
And the kid had a
Move
point
on.
though, because water stimulates all that.
It does.
Well, when you let it
No,
all
when you drink
out,
water.
you
Yeah.
get a drink of water.
Well, that'll tell you too. They tell you the
Yeah.
first thing in the morning to drink one of them doctors said that one time.
I think Dr. Sammy.
Yeah, you drink
three,
I
three
wasn't gonna say
bottles,
his
3
name,
or
but
4
it-
bottles of water.
Yeah, drink. He said, what you need to eat for breakfast? He said, how many bottles of water you got? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
And
some
remember
of
the dude told us like drink 2 glasses of hot water.
yeah, and then I'm about to say hot water, and then some people say lemon water. They said all stimulate stuff,
Yeah.
and I've literally experienced that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that water first in the morning.
Yeah.
I
Over
just gotta
something
be consistent
solid.
doing it, but just
Yeah.
So it's elimination. I got it, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm free, man. Like
This was a dope one. We hit it
yeah.
in 30 seconds.
Yeah. All I want to say is
Wow.
They got the pre-show on that too though. So
yeah. So
Okay.
it's the time,
Yeah.
and we gotta make sure we get that over there.
right.
It's just what we were talking about, what we were saying about this a while ago. I'll just say this: that I believe. I just wish that everybody that's listening to these things, or whatever, will really get to these red words,
Yeah.
because this is the path
Yeah.
to it all. I hope we didn't sound deep. Maybe we did get kind of deep,
And that's okay.
and that's okay because that's what we're supposed to be. I hope you
Yeah.
drown in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you come alive in something else. And I just give it a chance, man. Change your mind. Turn some of the other stuff off for a minute. I'm not saying just us. I'm just saying maybe the other stuff is all part of the process.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just focus in.
Yeah.
All right, this has been the Red30 podcast. Well, we've talked about Jesus.
Hold up, I ain't done. I ain't
I
done.
always do that. I wasn't ready this
I
time.
ain't done.
And he looking at the kid like this.
I ain't
And
done.
I'll be like, what? But I know he about to say something with his eyes. I'll be like, God, but I was not
You
ready.
anyway, that
Let's
time.
go, man. You got me good that time.
Nah, but I
dog.
do want to say something though.
Okay.
When we do actually reach that place and understand and be in that place, it's so freaking liberating.
Oh, bro.
Yes.
Like it's so
hold on.
liberating. That's
Listen,
why I really want people to understand that part of it.
Yes.
How liberating it is.
Yes.
Let me tell you how liberating it is. I feel like I can fly right now. Hold on, but this is 2 days in a row because she asked me something which I think it might have been triggering off my pineal gland. I ain't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes pineal gland come in an argument or something like that. You fuss about something, but it's good because the conflict is constructive. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It builds, and sometimes it's challenging something in you.
Yeah.
And yesterday, like some of the stuff I was doing musically or whatever, I got clarity on it, and I didn't know I wasn't clear.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then last night I just slept. I was just like, okay, so I know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff I was trying to do was like, I was trying to do what I was being. When you try to do what you're being, you're always adding junk. When you say take no thought, you get it?
No, I got a good quote that I said.
Go.
Yeah.
I say when you get the and it's the censored version that I use too. But when you put the do before the be, you end up with a lot of doo doo.
Yep.
You know, a lot of y'all know what he's saying, right? That's the truth.
Yeah.
And you're full of. That's crazy.
That is, bro.
Right? And you're not helping nobody grow
At all.
Not yourself at all because you're full of it. You keep
You
it
backed
all in.
up.
You're backed up.
Yeah.
You're constipated.
Constipated.
Right. And
That's truth.
you're not constructive, you're constipated.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
That's uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
bro,
That's
I'd have
uncomfortable,
been,
dog.
I'd have been under ate something crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta work this out.
Yeah, bro. And that's no way to live.
That's not a way to live daily. I heard somebody
Yeah.
talking about people's backed up for. Remember we talking about
Yeah.
backed up for days
And weeks and
I was
months.
like,
Yeah.
what?
I couldn't
I couldn't
imagine.
imagine.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that. I could.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, we gonna get past
Red30.com.
that.
Red30.
Talk about that.
He's heard enough.
We've literally,
heard enough.
listen, we've literally, this is the Red30
But
podcast.
the quote was good.
But it's true though.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
That's true.
like it's no reason for people to be living their life
Clogged up.
here.
Right.
Just like calcified around the pineal gland. There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
And you're only clogged up because you ain't drinking enough water. And you ain't adding no water. And you ain't letting that stuff come on out of you.
Yeah.
Some people are clogged up emotionally. Some people are clogged up mentally. They're clogged up with thoughts that have been told when they were young. Clogged up with bad experiences. Some people are clogged
That's the
up
worst.
with injuries or things that they've been hurt by, and they're clogged up.
Yeah.
Get you some water.
Maybe that's what crying is.
Maybe that's what crying is. But
Yeah.
but I heard I was making a beat last night, and the name was Water Don't Cry. Water can't cry.
That track better be fire.
Hey, it
boy.
is. Shout out to Marlon Jam. Water can't cry. So, but it's a dope process.
That's like his water is wet. It's like his water wet.
Yeah, right. Oh, remember he said, you must be born again? He said, as the wind lifts
no
and the
answer to
water,
that.
he's trying to say the same thing.
Yeah.
He's talking about breaking wind, farting,
Come on.
and water.
Bring it together, Trey.
Yo, we gotta go. We gotta go.
wrap it up.
We're trying to wrap it up.
Hey.
Hey, this is the Red30 podcast.
We are done.
We are done. I'm done now. I'm done now.
I'm done, Trey. I'm done.
Hey, y'all, listen. This has been great. This has been the Red30 podcast where we have actually talked about Jesus, truth, and you, all using the red words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we talk about it, but we've actually talked about it. I'm changed. I hope you're changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've changed. Things are better. We're changing together.
Yeah.
This is Redin30. Redin30.com. Jump on the readings with us. Follow us on Instagram at Redin30. Follow us on Twitter at Redin30. Facebook, Redin30. All that good stuff. And I think on the end of this episode, I'm gonna give a swag. On the end of this episode, I'm about to put a number on here where people can kind of hit us up. I've been saying it for the last 3 episodes, but this is the one we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a number. You can better text straight to us. It's literally straight to all of us. We got it on our phone, so we'll be able to talk back and forth, and then we'll build a community in this growth of growing inside.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to go outside. Let's go inside.
Yeah.
We good?
I love it.
All right.